want your take. It's my channel, and I do what I want. Wah!
All right, we're live. Oh wait, I need to change your name, Pat. It says Ian. Oh wait, am I on the wrong thing? Ah, now we're live and better. I forgot I set up another scene for the three of us, and we're actually live. And this is Hobby Vomit, and I'm Matt, and I'm here with Pat, not
I'm
Ian,
Pat, and I like the movies.
and Frank.
You've activated my trap card.
Yeah, that's right.
Love it.
Amazing.
So yeah, we're here to discuss the Odyssey. It's been out for I don't know, a month, a little
It's a
over a
movie you
month.
might have heard of, a little movie called The Odyssey.
Yeah. How long has it been out? 6 weeks?
Probably going on like 2 months, it feels like.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah,
crazy.
it's been out for a while now.
Yeah.
So a lot of ups and downs with this movie as far as like pre-release. Everyone hated it. Then release, everyone loved it. And now I'm starting to see the trickle back in of like, this movie actually sucks. Like, this movie sucks.
Really?
And
Go woke, go broke, as they were. As I've been telling Mr. Nolan from the beginning.
it's just like, all right, guys, for silly reasons too. It is funny, but yeah, because it really quieted down a lot of the, there was a lot of dissenters, and it quieted them up pretty quickly when it came out. Even Ben Shapiro said the Odyssey was good.
We flipped them.
We flipped them. That's funny. But yeah, so we're gonna talk about it just like normal. We will do our spoiler-free thoughts and scores if we have them, and then we'll just dive into spoilers and talk about it. But yeah, let's get into our spoiler-free thoughts. Does anyone want to start?
I don't want to volunteer him, but I do think Frank should start us off with his experience, because he, we just went to the theater, but Frank had an Odyssey, or at least a planned Odyssey of his own. I don't know if
He's been talking it up. This adventure he went on, like it's
to see how it went.
Oh, this is
I can't wait to hear.
This is going to be such a letdown because I didn't go see it in IMAX.
Damn.
Just lie for the pocket. Just lie for the video.
Oh, I saw it in IMAX.
You got a piece of the film too, right?
Yeah, sure.
Dang, cool.
You should have sold me your ticket. Yeah. I couldn't have gone. It was a
what happened? You just weren't able to make it, or
I just couldn't make it. It was just so because I'd have to leave. I had a class for work, like really late at night, and it was like thunderstorming, and I'm like, you know what? Maybe I probably shouldn't drive for 3 hours. In 3 hours,
yeah.
It was in Zeus's hands.
For context, Frank was trying to travel to the one location in the state of Florida where you could see the Odyssey as intended, both 70mm and IMAX. Which this is like the power of Nolan, where this is kind of overnight flipped to this theater, which has been there for a long time. It's attached to a science center down in Fort Lauderdale. Has become this like huge thing now, where all these people are literally traveling hours to go there. I know a bunch of people from Orlando. I have taken the train down to do it. And this thing's like selling out a month in advance. It's been really wild to kind of see, and I'm curious to see, will a bunch of theaters start to implement this again? Will they pay to have at least one true IMAX theater in their repertoire? So yeah, I'll be curious to see. But so basically what you're saying, Frank, this is if Matt Damon's Odysseus just listened to his wife and just never went. That was Frank's Odyssey.
But I still went. I like kind of drove out of my way to watch at the next best kind of location, I guess. So I drove to Altamont Springs to like watch it in the Cola Theater.
That's where I saw it the second time.
Yeah. And it did kind of get to me too. I was like thinking, like, you know what? If this was in the 70mm, this shot would have looked probably better. Because I was thinking about like the aspect ratios and stuff while watching the film, so it kind of bothered me just a little bit, but it's okay. It's still a really good film.
Yeah, what'd you think?
I do think that's.
It was your.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. Oh, like rating wise, out of 5.
Yeah, or just what you thought.
4.5.
Your spoiler-free thoughts.
Spoiler-free thoughts.
Spoiler-free thoughts. Yeah. I think as like I don't really know a whole lot about Homer's Odyssey, so like I didn't really try to compare a bunch of things that happened in this film that was different from the actual Odyssey. But as like a story about regret, about this journey, like with Matt Damon, and then coming back home, I think it did. It hit home for me, so I thought it was really good. It's like a 4.5 out of 5 for me.
Nice. What about you, Pat? Or you want me to go?
I can jump in. Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed the Odyssey. Obviously, walking into a Nolan film, so you're expecting a base floor of like pretty good, and then just trying to see like how good we talking here. And I think it's solid. I've seen it twice now in theaters. Gave it a 4 both times. Feel pretty strong about that. I think it's like really good. I think there's definitely some stuff we'll talk about in spoilers where definitely some problems I had. And actually, like I think there's some fair criticism of it is wild to push so hard to have this real intense artistic vision of like I want to. This is the first film ever fully filmed on an IMAX camera, right? This is the first time a whole feature length has been used, or they've used IMAX camera. And if you've seen some of the behind the scenes, had to build this special case to go around the camera because the sound is really loud of an IMAX film camera. All these things, and like if anyone can do that, it's Nolan. He's got the clout, but it is fascinating to create your vision around this format that like 1% of the entire world can go see it in. Like it is like really limited. Again, Florida, we have literally one theater. There's some states that don't have a theater to see it in 70 millimeter IMAX. So it is interesting. I think it's being some I could think would complain about that, right? Saying like, well, why would you make it's like make something in 3D, but then like most people have to watch it in 2D, right? And I do feel after watching it twice, aspect ratio wise, I do feel I missed out on some stuff. Like you can feel where the frame is cutting into stuff.
Yeah.
Some stuff's like little where you're like, whatever, it's like the top of his hat. But there is some stuff where like it is genuinely affecting the framing. And I've seen some interviews with him where he almost has admitted without admitting directly that like they were just framing for the IMAX. And like not that they didn't care, but I was surprised here that they weren't also taking into consideration, like 99% of people will see this in a different aspect ratio. So that's very interesting. I'm not docking it too much for that, but I am kind of bummed because I'm like, I want to see it in the intended way and just couldn't. Um, but I think what is outweighing that right now is just this excitement for film, and it's awesome. Like, really, no one's one of the few that can do this. Where like people at the office are talking about it. Like, did you see it in IMAX? Did you see it in 70 millimeter? I'm like, have you ever even uttered the word 70 millimeter? So it's just cool to see like people get excited to go to the movies, and like Oppenheimer was huge because the Barbenheimer, but I'm pretty sure this eclipsed that. It had like a better opening weekend, and it's just really exciting to see people show up for anything. And something like Avatar, you're like, okay, I can see it. It's like this one of kind. This is like, this boring old poem for a lot of people, right? Like something that like most would not be excited about the story of the Odyssey, right? You got to sign that in high school and you kind of grown. So again, just so impressed that like he's able to use his passion and clout and all these things to like put forth something that make something like this so accessible and enjoyable. I love that. So really cool that he's doing it. And yeah, I really enjoyed it. I think I guess I'll save kind of for spoilers. There's an aspect of the film that I didn't anticipate being there that kind of reframes the whole thing in a really interesting way. And I do think Matt Damon really functions as his perfect casting for Odysseus. Where um, have you guys seen the whole like Homer's Odyssey was recently like translated by this woman. I forget, it's like Emily something, and this is the translation that Nolan used. But then he also made his own choices from that and changed some things. And I think this main character is just like most Nolan main characters. Like something like Inception. He has a lot of these like men trying to get home but can't, and
Yeah.
like childhood stuff, like children is mixed in there too. Like it's very Nolan. It's very Nolan, and so I think it works for the movie because of that. But I've seen some complaints where they feel the character of Odysseus has been kind of retconned and changed from the source material. And maybe it has, but I think it works in this movie really well. Obviously, visually, it's incredible. So many practical effects, and just is in the trailer, but shots of like the Trojan horse being like hauled up these steps into the temple, the city of Troy. Like just like when you use the word epic, it feels right for this movie. And cast is as big as Nolan can do, and that was a lot of the go woke, go broke with some of the casting decisions. To me, I really had no problems with them. I think there's interesting, like John Bernthal is just basically just doing John Bernthal, but it kind of worked for me. I didn't mind it. So um, yeah, there's a lot to talk about. I'm excited. We're gonna go into spoilers. I think it's really great. I walked out the first time being like, it was good, and just kind of the next week I just like couldn't stop thinking about it. It just like kept staying in my head, and I kept visualizing things. And by that second watch, I was really excited to dive in again. So to me, that's a sign of a great movie. So I'll leave it at that for now.
Nice. Yeah, I also really enjoyed it. I also got to see it twice, and so I don't. The first time I saw it, we saw it on an IMAX screen, but it was not 70 millimeter. So I don't know enough. I'm assuming we got the correct aspect ratio, right? We got the full shots, but
Maybe that's another thing. It's like there's a lot of like they call them like Limax. That's like not the correct aspect ratio still. So
okay.
it depends. You have to like kind of
Yeah,
look
maybe
it up.
we didn't, because I will say I wasn't even thinking about it when we saw it a second time, standard screen, but I didn't even think twice about it, and I didn't notice any. I think if I had actually, sat down and said, I'm gonna look for this, I probably would have, but I didn't notice like any scenes that felt like they were really like taken away from majorly, at least on my second watch. But again, it could have just been I wasn't thinking about it, or we saw the Limax or whatnot. But yeah, similar to you, we went. I was trying to however my expectations going in, just because this is like the movie of the year, probably. I mean, I guess it's a big year for movies. Odyssey, Doomsday,
It's
and
one
Dune.
up for sure.
Yeah, I mean those are, as far as money, and even like Obsession has been huge, but and Backrooms was a big movie, so big movie for years. But this is still feels like it eclipsed those. Um, and so yeah, I was not worried. Like you, I think like Nolan, even like his worst, I still really like. So I wasn't expecting bad or anything. I just didn't have any connection to the poem, or I didn't really care about the Odyssey in general. But really enjoyed it the first time. I did leave feeling the same as you, of like, like I think I gave it a 4 on my first watch, but I left thinking like I don't really care if I ever see that again. Like it was really good, well made, really impressive, but I don't really care if I see that again. And then it sat with me, and I kept thinking about it, and then we had planned this for so many weeks later. I was like, I'm gonna see it again before we go. And I'd seen some people online talking like it's better the second time. It's better the second time. And I was like, really? I feel like I saw it all. Like I don't feel like I walked away missing stuff. And I still don't know if I did. I don't know if I got more out of it a second time, but it was more enjoyable the second time for me, for one reason or another. It felt like the pacing felt better. Like I don't know, something about it. It just felt better to me on a second watch. So I'm right between like a 4 and a 4.5. It's such a good movie going experience that like I feel like I give it the nod to the 4.5 on my rewatch. But I do have some problems with it as well. But it just is epic. Like I feel like if you were to take this and put it against like it's hard not to compare it to something like the Doomsday. Doomsday's coming out, and you see those trailers and like what that looks like versus what this looks like. It's just like not even close to where this just feels like the movie making movie. Someone who loves making movies, and it's just fun to see that. So yeah, 4.5. I'll say 4.5. So those are our spoiler free thoughts and scores. And so any other spoiler free thoughts? I know we're mostly just getting, I mean, we could talk spoiler free about like score and things like that, but I kind of just feel like we should just get into some spoilers.
Yeah, it's worth seeing. You've probably already seen it.
Yeah.
My girlfriend Kirsty, who does not really love movies in general or even going to the theater, ended up going the second time and was like fully into it the whole time, like really excited by it. And I do think it's like pretty accessible, even if the source material doesn't seem like something to be into. It's worth the ride for sure.
Yeah. Awesome. All right, well, we're getting into spoilers, so if you've not seen it, go see it. Leave this chat, even though it's famous poem that you probably know the major beats, but still. Let's jump into spoilers. So I thought it'd be fun if we open it up with the first like third of this movie, or maybe probably half, is really like island hopping with Odysseus and his crew. Did you guys have a favorite and least favorite island? And we can go over what they were. So Cyclops Island.
It's like the first one, right?
Also,
well,
up
actually,
front,
the second time. Sorry, I was just saying the second time I watched it, I had forgotten there is one right before that, and it's the island they get to, and the villagers have already chosen to burn down everything. And I do think it's a really interesting, like the kind of like the sea people they talk about throughout the movie, and them saying like, "Oh, like we're the Greeks, like we're the good guys," and just how perceptions of that. I thought that was interesting. It's really short, but it is interesting.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I was gonna say up front, names. I'm not gonna get 99% of them right and or remember them at all. So Cyclops is what we will call the Cyclops because he has a name. I don't know what it is. Cyclops Island. All right. Well, we're not gonna include the first island because that's probably no one's favorite, and it would probably be everyone's least favorite because it's just like it's so short. So Cyclops Island. We've got Big Boy Island.
Big boys.
The big boys. We got the Circe, the witch island, and we've got that's I guess those are the three big ones. Oh no, sorry, there's Hades.
I think of Hades after that.
Yeah, and I guess if we're not counting like as an
like
island,
segment.
but we'll say the whirlwind / I don't know,
the whirlpool, and the like it's like Cilia or something. The like 6-headed.
The elephant trunk monster.
Yeah,
and then that's it. I mean, there's the island with
and like
with the cows.
Poseidon Storm is like their final.
Yeah. Yep.
But
so
the cows.
The cows, but that's more of like nothing like super exciting, but important, but not like at the scale of these other ones where it kind of just felt like almost like episodic of like, oh, they're here, which gets to the point where it's like almost comedic, where it's like, go to the island, bad thing happened, run!
Yeah.
Everybody run! I think it doesn't happen only on Circe's island, but every other island it's just like run.
Yeah, it's really funny.
It's almost comedic a little bit, but yeah. Anyone have a favorite or least favorite?
I thought the witch island was pretty. That's the witch, right? I don't know.
Yeah, she's like the witch, the piggies.
It, like turns everyone into that was a really cool island. I like that one.
Yeah, speaking of that one, I've seen a lot of people talk about, and like really we don't know if like there is gods in this, like there's no actual like magic.
Time of apparent magic.
Except for this island.
Opening.
What about that island?
Well, apparent magic. Like I don't think it's ruling it out.
I know, but that's not up to interpret. What? How is that vague?
I think it's just. It's not saying that there isn't. I think I like that as a title card. I thought that
Me too, cool. But like everything else in the movie, I feel like makes sense for that, right? Well, there's one other thing that I'm like, oh, I guess that's true. There's like, the elephant monster.
There's like funny stuff, but that's why I think it works. Like it's like kind of it's just like a lot of the Greek stories are like kind of grounded around it, but then they have these god elements to it, and
I guess we never see a god, like an actual god.
No, Cyclops apparently is like
the sun
complaining to his dad Poseidon when he's like crying, and then later they get the kind of wrecked in a storm. And it's like, is that from Poseidon? Is it not? But you're right. That the Circe scene is the most like literal, like people changing into pigs. Like it's pretty.
Yeah. That was a cool island.
That was also my favorite, Frank. Like, I think it's the same island technically as the big boys. They circle to the other side. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, really?
Weird. I'm pretty sure. They have like one of the many arguments that like Odysseus and the rest of the crew have, and after that, big boys are like, "We gotta get the heck out of here," and he's like, "We won't make it. We've got to find supplies. Let's circle around." I'm pretty sure. I'm not 100% on that. But I think they just like.
No, that was after her island. That was after her island. I'm pretty sure.
Well, there's we had to look it up.
Supplies thing.
I feel decent on that, but
yeah, okay,
not 100%. But regardless, I really like that whole sequence. You get the like first kind of like signs of a mutiny where they're like, we don't want you coming with us. Like you keep fucking things up. Like
Yeah, the
we
first time I watched it, it sounded like they're like, "We're leaving you here," and I was like, "Oh, they're leaving him on the island. They're ditching him on the island. They're gonna go." But no, it's just very quickly and classic Nolan. I do think there are pretty significant audio problems in this movie with like dialogue not being able to be understood. And that time I caught it because I was like looking for it. I was like, wait a minute, because the first time I was like, wait, oh, they're just leaving him here. But how's he gonna convince him to stay on board? But it's just really quick. There, he's like, someone should stay here, and it's just like
well,
so quick and quiet.
they're basically being like, yeah, we don't want you to come with us. And then he's like, what is this, a mutiny? And they're
Yeah.
like, can be. Like,
Well, no, he's
like,
saying someone should stay at the boat because they have someone else, and they're saying
right,
we think you should
but
stay here because he would
right,
normally go with
fucking
them.
stuff up. Yeah,
Yeah, he would normally
that's the whole
lead
point.
them, but they're saying we think you should stay at the boat, not we think you should stay on the island while we continue.
No, yeah,
on.
of course, yeah. They just
I
don't want him
didn't
coming
think-
with them.
Because he's made
bad
terrible decisions.
decision making and bad luck. Yeah, but that whole kind of approach up the mountain is really interesting. Where you're seeing these animals, you're like, what the hell is it? Like a lion and a leopard and whatever. And then, yeah, I just think that whole sequence is really well done. Where Samantha Morton's like intro is her kind of like surprised and kind of screaming. So first you're thinking she's kind of more victimy, and then yeah, all of a sudden she starts to get more confident. And you're like, what? Like, what's the plan here? She has them keep all their stuff out back, and man, it's just filmed so well. And like, they've been releasing more and more stuff about it. Where like it's all practical. They're using like practical heads, and
that's crazy.
The heads are so good and just such effective with the just kind of like the brushing and adjusting the face. It's really well done. But what I really liked more than even the faces was just their eating.
Their eating. Oh
was
my
terrifying.
gosh! Yeah.
These like white, almost like
entrails. Yeah,
entrails, and some people think maybe it's like reversed, and maybe that's why it looks a little off. I'm not really sure, but yeah, really effective.
Because that's before you really know something's wrong. But it's like it's circle shot of them around the table just eating and like making like distressed grunts as they're just shoveling food in. You're like, uh-oh, something's wrong here. At least for me, I didn't know what was gonna. I don't remember the story, so I didn't know that she was turning people into animals. So I didn't know what was gonna happen. But then as soon as that starts happening, I'm like, uh-oh, something's going wrong here. I get the food. So yeah, I thought that was a cool island too. I will say, I know a lot of people are praising her performance, and I thought it was good. But I wasn't. For me, I wasn't in love with it. I thought she was good. So I thought
it's like through the roof. Like you see Nolan's like, he's like, there's only been 2 times on a film set where the crew has burst into applause after performance. Heath Ledger and Samantha Morton. And I was like, what? Like, that's wild.
That's insane to me. Like, she was good, but like, yeah, people are talking about that. Like, she stole the
career
whole movie.
Resurgence. Yeah.
I thought it was good. Yeah, it just wasn't like, I don't think it was any better than any of the other main cast of the movie for me. But maybe I missed something. I don't know. But even on the second watch, I was like, pretty good. Yeah. But I thought I like the Cyclops Island better on a rewatch. It's also the longest, to be fair. Maybe the Cersei Island is equally as long. But yeah, you get to see a lot more of Matt Damon or Odysseus like leading, for good and for worse. But like he saves the crew, right? They're about to like kill the Cyclops or blind them or whatever. No, they're about to actually kill him, right? It's a knife to the throat. He's like, wait, we'll get trapped here, kind of thing. But he's also making terrible decisions, like eating the cheese. And like, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. We'll welcome the owner back. And it's just like, dude, shut up. And then, obviously, the famous them leaving. His pride gets the best of him, and he shoots the Cyclops. Ends up killing a bunch more of his men. But I just feel like there's a whole like arc in that island where the rest feel a little more one note, especially the Big Boy Island. Like, they're cool. And the moving forest was really cool, actually. The moving forest was sweet on Big Boy Island. But it was very just like, they went there, big boys, and then they ran screaming, and I guess just a way to take out the rest of the crew. Least favorite for me was elephant monster thing. It just was like, I didn't really care for the monster design that much. I thought it was okay. I would have rather seen the whirlpool more, honestly. Like, but yeah, that'd probably be my least favorite. Got tacked on there at the end.
I feel like the Cyclops the first time through, I think one of my challenges with this movie, and this is Nolan a lot of the time, even like Oppenheimer, feels like this where the movie starts and you're just going like a million miles an hour. Like he's just like cutting so fast, and it's like he's trying to get a ton of info in. But you're losing you're struggling more with audio stuff because people are kind of like cutting over, like talking over each other, and you're just trying to ground yourself on what's going on here, and you're just like just cruising through stuff, and you're also jumping around. You're getting like present day with the suitors, and we'll talk about all that. And then you're getting Odysseus and is it not Circe's the witch? It's the
Penelope?
oh man, no, it's
Calypso?
Calypso. Thank you, Frank.
Oh yeah, yep.
And you're getting like that going on, then you're getting like his stories going. And it's just like a whirlwind at first. And so I feel like that first time I watched the Cyclops scene, it just felt like the pacing of it was weird. Where I was just like, whoa, like it's just going so fast, and there's parts where just like the first time that Matt Damon left the cave, and then he starts going back in, I was like, what? And then I was like, oh, there's still some in there. I didn't really understand that. Like, I feel like some of the visual storytelling there are not the best because he's just cutting so incredibly fast. And it almost makes that sequence feel a little comical, I feel, where the stakes don't feel super serious. It feels like a little goofy of like, they ate these two people. Now he's sleeping. All right, let's just go back to the sides of the wall. Like I don't know. I agree. It felt better on the second time through. There's just a lot going on in all that. I think it's cool they filmed.
It might be the longest scene in the movie.
It's pretty long.
Like
I like that they filmed.
scene.
I think like Troy also pretty long, which we had talked about too. Troy's really great, but yeah, I don't know. It's okay. I think the best part of that is Odysseus' decision to turn around and shoot. Right, that's like just thematically for his character, such a big moment for sure. And that first time for them that they're like, "What the hell, dude? You like made this way worse for us." But I saw it at Altamont as well, Frank. So I don't know if you had the same, and Matt, what theater you're in, but the Cyclops crying and screaming was like so loud.
Piercing.
Holy
Yeah.
cow. Yeah, piercing.
Oh, the seats were like vibrating.
Yeah, it's really like crazy loud. And I think effective.
Yeah.
I think it like works.
Absolutely, yeah.
Have you guys looked up who plays the Cyclops?
Mm.
You gotta look him up. He's
Ryan
in like
Reynolds.
No, that'd be hilarious. He's in like he's like a character actor. He's in like The Grinch. You would definitely recognize him. He's kind of like a funny Bill Irwin.
He's in The Grinch, but not The Grinch. I mean,
he's not The
obviously
Grinch.
Jim
No,
Carrey,
he's like
but
a Who. I'll look him
like
up.
Who.
I thought he
Interesting.
did pretty good, but I would agree. Like I think the whirlpool silly or whatever it's called, like that whole decision thing, that's where it gets a little just less interest in me when it comes to these like epics and Greek myths and stuff, where it's this whole like when they're in Hades, this guy's telling them like, here's what's exactly going to happen, but like you still have some decision making in there. I feel like all that I'm like, whatever. Like the whole we had to choose this because we knew we had to go this way. I think that sequence is like fine. That's like definitely one of my least favorite. But Hades was cool. Not the
Oh yeah, I forgot about Hades. Hades is my favorite. I don't know why I skipped over it. That is my favorite. In general, just like as a total set piece. I think we got some of the best performances in the movie in that scene. And I feel like it just took a keep it simple, stupid approach. It's just like dirty. But man, it just worked so well. Although I do think it's my least favorite musical piece of the score. It's like it sounds like a laser ray gun in 808s. And I'm just like, what is happening? Like this is so weird. The rest is all like, and I don't know, I've talked with some friends and apparently they're claiming 0 synthesizers were used I guess an 808 isn't technically a synthesizer, but that is not a real instrument that's being played right there. It's a beat. It's like it's from an 808 or something. It's like boom.
I don't really
boom,
remember
boom,
the score
boom,
in that
boom.
sequence.
And it's not like a timpani or anything. It's either a real instrument and they layered a ton of stuff over it, and so it's like it's a real instrument, or it's just an 808 and they didn't use a synthesizer or something. And then the ray gun, I could see it being like some kind of weird thing, but it literally sounds like pew 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 with like a weird. It just sounds. It's just such a weird like. It is unsettling and it feels. I think it's intentional, right? It's like you're in like Hades or hell or whatever, and it's supposed to be this different place, but it just didn't. It took me out of it immediately. I was like, because the rest of the music's so epic and it fitting that this one I just felt like it just didn't work. But Elliot Page's monologue in that scene, I think, is my favorite like part of the movie. It's so good. And same thing, just like the makeup, it's just like dirt, but man, it just works so well. And then
Caked on dirt, kind of.
Huh?
It's kind of like caked on
It's like
dirt.
caked on
it's like
dirt.
dried up
The way
face
they
kinda.
like drink the blood before they can speak, and Agamemnon, the way like he's on like a he just glides forward and glides out. It just was great. And then was the guy from the ground really cool design as well? Look, he's like half out of the ground. Was
That's
that
cool.
He kind of like, obviously we don't see his face, but he reminds me of like I bet he's a Skarsgård. Is he a Skarsgård?
Couldn't tell. Yeah, I didn't
Looks
know
like
if it was
Dune,
someone.
like Baron.
Yeah,
Baron
like
Harkonnen.
Yeah, I don't know.
Looks like it could have been him. But yeah, I did really like that island. I thought it was great.
It's weird. The first time I watched it, I kind of zoned out a little bit in that scene, and so Elliot Page's whole section, I kind of missed. What the heck is that character's name?
Siron or something. Siron.
Yeah, something.
Saran. What was it, Frank?
Saran.
I thought it was like Sinon or something.
Sinon. Yeah. The second time through, I really liked that, and just that whole the Sinon stuff, just forcing Odysseus to kind of grapple with himself and kind of just face the fact that like you're sacrificing others and all that. But I don't know if did you I don't know if you're familiar with who Benny Safdie is, Frank. Like you see that Benny Safdie's playing. And it's so funny to me that he's Agamemnon, and
I think it's deliberate, like because throughout this whole like first part of the film, he's kind of like this hulking like physical
posing,
entity.
It's like a Darth
it's just
Vader
like
figure,
Giga Chad, like
Giga
he's
Chad.
just like aura farming like the whole film, like the first half of the film, and then he becomes so weak in Hades, and then it's just Benny Safdie, like just talking in his normal tone, and it it kind of definitely takes away from his like Agamemnon character. Like it makes me feel like he's weaker there.
Yeah,
he's so baby-faced
showing
too.
weakness, and it's like I think that's very deliberate. I actually really like that character.
Same. It's just a great kind of reveal of was it all worth it, and your actions have consequences, and literally sacrifice his own daughter. So I agree with you. I think it is deliberate, and I think it works really well because when I first heard he was cast, I was like, what? Like I don't really understand, but just this kind of like tough exterior, not so much on the inside. I think it works really well, and I love that you never really see the face; you just get the hair.
Yeah, the hair.
No, you get it. You get his face at some point
through the thing.
No. When they're in the suit, you don't. But when he's talking about how he went home, yes, they clean him off. Yeah, you do. They clean him off. He's in the bath. Yeah,
from behind him.
No, you get a front shot. You get full. You get the full, not the full frontal, but you get a full frontal of not a full frontal.
I don't remember seeing his face.
Benny Safdie.
I thought it was always from behind.
It's like the end of Boogie Nights.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you do. I saw it yesterday. I think you do. Maybe I'm making it up, but I'm pretty sure you see the full baby face.
Maybe. Yeah, I remember from behind. Like when she kills him in the tub, you're just seeing like his hair. It's like from behind his head.
Well, she kills him in the bed. She kills him in his bed. But there's a whole montage before that of him arriving home and them cleaning him, and that's when you see the full face. You don't see it from. I don't think you see it when she kills him. Which also that's a jump scare. That's like the loudest jump
It is.
scare
Kirsty
in the
got scared.
movie. It's crazy. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
it
it's
is.
because it's like halfway through a word he's saying.
Yeah, he's like they jump back to him telling the story, right?
Yeah.
And then it's just
It is
cuts
a cheap
hard to it.
scare. Cheap scare.
Yeah, but it works.
It works really well. Yeah.
Yeah, Hades was just a great kind of calmer moment because you're doing all this kind of like these action set pieces, and it is a moment to kind of like slow down and again kind of start re-evaluating the character of Odysseus and what he's doing, which because the transition is one of the things I loved about this movie and kind of snuck up on me that first time, right? And I think also is more of a Nolan signature touch on this, where it really by the end is focused on these regrets that this character has and the kind of revelations and reframing of Troy is really strong. Like that whole the Trojan horse and Troy sequence, that was the first sequence I thought was like the like really really great. Like that's when I was like, okay, I'm on board here. This is fantastic. And then that second time you're seeing it, it really just changes everything. And I thought that was so well done. Where yeah, he's just you're seeing it through a different lens, and you understand why he's carrying this guilt with him. And jumping ahead to even the very very end, I loved ending on the shot of the horse, and it really just this like horse on fire, and you are viewing it as a viewer so differently than when you first saw it. Number one, when you first see it, you already have these preconceived ideas because that's the part everyone knows about the story, like the Trojan horse. It's just like part of our lexicon, and it is a really cool design. Like it's an iconic design instantly. I feel like where I was like, this is cool. It's like curved wood and like, but also kind of looks like metal in the way that's put together. It's just such a cool look. And then yeah, by the end it's like this you know I don't know image of these poor decisions they've made, this going against Zeus's law, and almost kind of you know diving down to the lowest common denominator, and society kind of crumbling as a result of that, which I think is one of the most interesting parts of the film for sure. It's really good.
Yeah, the Trojan horse design was cool. There was like there's part of me that I'm like, wow, he's smart. Like this whole plan is really smart, but you're not smart enough to move it up the tide a little bit. Like you've been on
That's
this
what
beach building it. Like there should not have been people drowning in that thing. It was
I've seen a
cool.
lot of people complain about that, and
It is like one of those that and then also when they finally bring it in and they're all in there quiet, which is great. It's like all the internal shots were really cool. But then they start stabbing through it. And they don't duck. They have plenty of room to move. They're not like literally like this. They're like and they just do this. Like and he just stands there as they continue to get closer to him and then they stab him. And he's so like why are they not ducking? I just that part made no sense to me.
maybe all of them can't tell that's what's going on. I also couldn't always tell like what direction the whole thing was facing, so maybe you're in like
That
a
was when it was stood up.
angle where like you can't.
They was stood up. They had. Oh, actually, no. I'm sorry. You're right. It was laying down flat, and they were standing. I mean, you could tell because
From,
they're standing on top, stabbing down,
right,
and
or maybe
he's
it's just
standing like
fear
this.
of breaking the plan, like even
I
moving
guess
is going to create sound. I don't know.
it was
But
cool
that
to
was
see
cool.
though. Like it stabs him. That he immediately goes to like almost scream. They cover his mouth, and I didn't notice it the first time because the reaction is weird. It cuts to the sword coming out through it. And then all the people in Troy saying like, burn it, burn it. I was like, oh, they saw the blood on the sword. But they didn't, obviously. And then, so this time I was watching it more clearly. And like, as the sword's coming up, a guy just like grabs the sword and pulls all the blood off
Wipes
as it goes,
It's
which is
cool.
sick. Yeah, it's awesome. But
Yeah.
I still don't really get why like the people of Troy are so up in arms at that moment. They're like rioting. And it doesn't seem like a happy like cheer. It feels like I think they're saying burn it.
Hmm.
So I don't know if I
thought they
don't
were
know.
cheering for it.
Maybe they were. It just it felt like an aggressive cheer.
It felt like just yeah, an aggressive cheer, kind of just like I don't know, thinking of like after the Knicks won a basketball game in New York, where people were just kind of like kind of rioting
Yeah.
and just kind of like crossing the line. And so that's kind of how I took it. It's like, the guards kind of trying to like have order and get through, but everyone's just like, like we got this horse. I don't know, like that's just
that's like they dragged it all the way into the city and now they want to burn it. Like,
yeah,
that was like
maybe
that was some serious labor dragging that thing in. But
yeah, I don't know. The dragging was great. Like that, the practicality of that was really interesting. So yeah, you're saying they built it on that beach? Did they 100% do that, or did it get put there somehow? Because I almost took it as like they built it elsewhere and didn't know of how it was going to be kind of finally left or planted, and so it didn't account for the tide. Because yeah, it's like if you knew the tide,
I guess
why
we don't
would
know.
you?
Because
It's
even
a
like
little vague.
Sinan doesn't know they're in there. So I guess we don't really know how it got there. But at
Right.
some point I thought during a flashback they had shown them kind of like sanding the wood on the beach, like polishing it and bending it kind of thing to get it built for that. To me, because I thought Sinan was in on the plan of we're going to leave this horse for them as a gift, but
Right.
Sinan doesn't know that they are inside of it. I think that's the only part that's hidden. So I thought it was just like they got in and took, before the boats were taken, then the boats left with everyone else but Sinan. Sinan was staying behind. That's what I thought. Because how else would it get
maybe
there?
they're intentionally putting it there to even more throw you off the scent. They're like, well, they wouldn't put it in the low tide because then people would be like drowning. But it does feel like they're genuinely surprised in the moment. But are they? Because they also have like tubes ready to go. So
That's
I
true.
don't know.
Yeah, that's
really
true. I mean, it was a
know.
cool visual. It reminded me of like, isn't there a scene in Dunkirk where there's something similar? They're like in the boat trying to be quiet and I think potentially drowning. But it was it provided really cool visuals to be cut in while that's when John Bernthal's telling the story to what was his name? Telemachus?
It was Tom Holland.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Telemachus. What do you guys think of Tom Holland's Telemachus?
Thumbs up for me. I think he's getting a lot of unwarranted hate. Personally, I thought he played the character really well. That's his character. I thought he crushed it.
I thought it was fine. Yeah, I thought it was really good. I didn't see any problems with it.
Yeah, I think he works. I think some people are saying like acting not as strong as others, but yeah, I do think it kind of fits in with the character where he is this kind of like boy pretending to be a man, or the whole movie is like, I could take over, like I could run this thing, and you're kind of like, I don't know if you're there yet, buddy. So I think it works. I do think like he's not as strong an actor as Matt Damon, but like not a lot of people are. So I think just like next to some of these other guys, he's noticeably a step down, but not in a bad way. I thought he worked really well in the role.
I would say my favorite. It's hard. There's a lot of really, really good performances, like a lot. But two of the standouts for me, and I don't know their names, not including Anne Hathaway, because I do think Anne Hathaway was great as well. But basically the second in command guy, I don't know his name.
Back with the Suitors?
No, second in command on the ship.
See, he was actually my least favorite.
What?
I did not like him.
I really liked him. You know who I thought he was at first? I thought he was the Naked Brothers band guy from Hereditary. I was like, I thought they like aged him up a little bit. I was like, wow, he's really good here. He kind of sucked in Hereditary, but like, this is good. It's not him.
I thought he was a little weaker than most.
Really?
Himesh Patel,
yeah.
He was in Tenet. He was in Tenet with Nolan.
Honestly, I don't remember Tenet too much.
And then he was in Yesterday. Danny Boyle's Yesterday, the one about like, what if the Beatles never existed? He's like the lead.
Oh, really?
I thought he was like noticeably weaker.
Really? Dang, I thought he crushed it. And then Sid the Sloth. I don't know what his character's name. Huh?
John Leguizamo.
Yeah, I thought he was phenomenal. Like, I thought crushed it. A
lot of people are feeling that. I also am not on board. People are like,
really?
He's finally getting his Oscar and all this stuff.
I think that was an Oscar-worthy performance. Personally, like I thought the amount of emotions that he, huh?
I was asked Frank if he felt strongly either way.
Yeah, what did you think?
I was like, what the hell is John Leguizamo gonna do?
I don't even know who he was. I didn't know till after the fact who he was.
He's like the guy from like he's an Ice Age.
He's Sid the Sloth, yeah. I looked it up afterwards. But
Moulin Rouge.
I hate that movie, so I don't remember it.
He's been in a bunch of stuff. The Happening. Isn't that him in The Happening?
I don't
maybe?
remember that movie much either.
It's like in a
He's
lot of
been in a ton.
comedies.
He's a lot of like comedies. I thought he was good. I don't think he was bad, but yeah, people were saying like this is his Oscar moment. Like I don't see that.
I
And to
see.
me,
I don't.
the worst part of his character, the very end. We haven't talked about it yet. This wonderful payoff of Odysseus coming home, which is awesome. Like that's when the movie really like shifts into like high gear. We're like, oh shit, this is what we're doing here. And if you already know where I'm going with this, it's like the fight finally concludes, everybody finishes, and then in the silence, like it was almost like, did he do it? Like, what happened?
To me, I thought
Did
that
he
worked
do it?
way more than I genuinely hate Robert Pattinson's character in that whole. And sorry, yeah,
Well, you're supposed to hate the
his
character.
character. No, I hate the writing of the character there. I think his performance is good, but to me, the comedy after with John whatever thing works and makes more sense for his character.
Is it
He's
supposed to be
literally
comedy,
blind.
though?
He's blind. It's just quiet. He does not
Do you
know if
take
he's
it as
blind.
comedy though?
That was to me.
I
Yeah.
can't tell if it's supposed to be
It was
comedic.
laughs both time. I think it's like serious, but also like it's comedic to the audience because
It's like relief, almost like
yeah,
comic relief.
and that worked a lot better than to me
Did he
this
do it?
really epic fight. Oh my gosh, this is to me the single worst
I
part of
love
this
it.
movie. I hate it.
The spears.
The spears, get the spears, get the
The
spears.
spears.
And then we don't see him again for another 5 minutes. And then he drops swords down.
No.
It cuts to him again.
Not
The
5
swords,
minutes.
get the swords, get the swords. And like I get it that's his character.
Hey, the coward. Like
He's a coward, and I
make
get
you
it.
hate him even more. You're like this piece of shit.
To me it just became funny in a not good way of like the just the script feels clunky with that of cutting back to him. There's plenty of other ways to show him being like that, and we choose not to. We choose only to cut for that, and it just became when it happened so many times. I hated it. I genuinely hated it. And I also think Robert Pattinson was like, meh, he's good. People are talking like he's like the greatest part about that movie.
No, I wouldn't say
And
that.
I'm like, I thought he was good. I thought he was really good. I think Robert Pattinson is good. I think the character doesn't work for me fully, especially because the ending. Like we already know he's a coward, and I thought that there was ways to do that in just a better way. To me,
I
that's
think
the
he does
worst
like
execution it could have been.
one time too far for me. But
It's like
I do
4
think
times. I'm like,
I
Jesus.
did like him the first time because yeah, you're just like this little sniveling dude. Like
Mhm.
he's like manipulating everybody else. So you go do this, you go do this. And I think
Yeah.
it builds very well into his death. where
Sure,
just,
yeah.
It just feels so satisfying. You just want this guy gone. He's just such a piece of shit.
Yeah.
But I think Matt and I maybe already talked. Frank, have you seen like the meme clip of him going around?
No.
We haven't talked about it, but I bet I know what it is.
The lion, he does. Somebody get these beggars out of here!
Yeah.
And it's like it's everywhere right now. It's like he says, "Somebody get these beggars out of here." He enunciates the beggars really strong.
He
and
does
then
like
he
a
kind of
smile.
smiles.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
To
so
me, like
good.
that's great. Yeah, I think he played the character really well. I think it just was the writing of the character from that point on, basically. I think that's like the last, or it's really just that one part because I think his death scene is really good.
Yeah, I think it works good.
I just would have rather seen him like moving towards the door more, or just like it's a close up of his face doing it, and it just becomes comedic. It's like
He's like hiding behind the pillar.
Yeah, it's like cut to X weapon falling from hole, cut to Robert Pattinson yelling about getting whatever X weapon is, and then go back to the very, very, very serious fight for, X amount of time, then cut back to a new weapon being dropped, then cut back to Robert Pattinson saying get X weapon. And I don't know. It just did not work for me at all. And I thought maybe it would on the second time, and I did not like it on the second time either. But his death scene is good. It's really good. That whole scene is good with Odysseus revealing himself.
Awesome.
Is so good. The bow pluck is just peak to me, and also the sound effects on the bow, they crushed it with the wood bending. Oh my gosh,
like creaking, yeah.
It's so good.
It's just great how they incorporate the pluck into the score.
The score, yeah.
It's the combo of those two that's so good, and it's like slowly building you up to that throughout the film. Like we didn't talk about on the Circe Island, like he hunts the deer, which ends up being like the human. Like they give it to you a couple times, and like by the end, it's just like such a good payoff. So good.
Love the
And
reveal with
how
the
was your guys' theater with the arrow through the throat? Because my theater literally, people were like cheering and clapping.
The first time I saw it with like the full theater, people were really happy there. And when Tom Holland gets the like, he does like
The
the
what?
backwards, like when Tom Holland kills the
Yeah,
guy, it's like a
yeah.
really like artistic like neck throat cut, and people were
Right.
really stoked with that too. Those were definitely, I would say, the two moments.
Well,
But
and
yeah.
Holland, sorry, go ahead, Frank.
I was gonna say I had the privilege of watching it in a very empty theater because it was really late as well.
Yeah, second
But
Did
time
you
I watched
cheer?
empty.
Were you clapping and cheering?
I was not
Just
clapping and
standing
cheering,
up.
but I was like, yeah, it was a sick moment. You know,
It's
It was
really
sick.
just the payoff because I did not know that's where it was going. Like I knew the reveal was coming. I know he's going to slaughter all of them. I did not know that that was like that's what we're doing now. So all of a sudden you get the arrow to the throat, which is like a shocking moment, and then he starts killing everybody. I was like, whoa, that's what we're doing here. Like I didn't realize that's the direction we're taking this. I was kind of feeling that the whole like Tom Holland's character doesn't really know. Then he know. I felt like all the lead up to that was kind of like dragging out a little too long for me. And like I did not, the dog moment does not work for me. I think it's a
I love
really
the dog
cheesy.
moment. It's a
Really
cry.
cheesy.
To me though, I will say, being on the other side of owning a dog,
The little tail.
it's so he wags his tail. He can't even.
I'm talking more the
I love it.
execution. I'm talking more the execution. I did not
It
think
made me cry both times. But I do think there's a part of me like I just had a dog die, and I do think owning a dog can make the difference in a scene like that. I do.
I don't think it has anything to do with that because
I do.
Again, on paper, totally fine with it. I just think the execution for me did not work super well. Like he literally hasn't moved from the spot. How long has he been out there?
He's like 23 years old. A dog wouldn't live that long. That's the whole thing. It's older than any dog's ever lived. It's like it's just waiting for its master, and it can't even fully wag its tail once because it's done. Its time is over. He can finally rest. I love it.
I just thought the tail looked bad. Like it didn't look like a real dog. It was like a practical. Like they had to like get something, and it just looked real like puppeteery.
To me, it looked like a dog so old it literally can't even fully wag its tail because it's barely alive. It is just hanging on by a thread to see its master one more time. I loved it. I thought it was really, really emotional, personally, both times.
Yeah, didn't work. But again, I like it from like a story standpoint, and like that is the thing that tips Telemachus over to like knowing that it's him.
Yeah.
And that felt weird to me the first time of like you're kind of wanting more of a reunion moment for them, but then I think I kind of okay with it because they don't really know each other.
Yeah,
they don't really have a relationship, so then I think it kind of worked for me better. Like once that settled in for me,
I really liked it. It's a really good speech, I think, too. It's really quick, but it's just like when you do meet him, he'll be he will be the most proud father. And like it's right after the dog, and you're already teary eyed, and the music's going, and like I thought it was great. I really liked it. I thought it worked for me.
That to me was like the cheesiest Nolan moment of the whole thing was the dog, but
well, a dog dying is always going to be cheap. It's a cheap cry. But to me, that one I liked it. It felt set up. To me, it took me way by surprise. I wasn't ready for it the first time because it's so quick. It's just like they're walking up and you hear the dog whine, and then you're just like, wait a minute. I mean, and then it's dead within 3 seconds, and you're like, oh my gosh, like just like the weight of that. Of what that whole the moment felt bigger than what it was. It wasn't this drawn out, like him being like, oh my gosh, Argus, you've waited for me all this time. Yeah, like
he didn't have time. He's dead.
He didn't have time. Yeah, and he moves on. Like it just was like, I don't know. I think that's what makes it so good. It's like the moment says a lot without one having to say it, and it's so quick. And I really like that moment. Argus.
Take it back to the beginning. What did you guys think of the very opening, which is the Travis Scott?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The crowd crusher.
How'd that work for you? Yeah, the crowd crusher himself.
I liked it. I thought it was cool. I mean, like, cool idea for a bard. Like, I liked it more the second time, I think. Go ahead, Frank.
I think like opening with Travis Scott and like you know, it's like definitely a deliberate choice. Framing like a contemporary like rapper to introduce like this version of the Odyssey. Like I think that's a really cool idea.
Yeah.
And then he does it. They show him again, right?
Comes back a second
for that
time.
final
Yeah, like
feast, I
like a
think, right?
yeah.
No, I think it's like
Yeah.
halfway through.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like something like that. But yeah, I thought it was really cool. Like a neat little like framing device. Like this isn't like Homer's Odyssey kind of thing.
Sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's true. It's like a modernization. Same thing. Like I like the idea better than the execution. I don't like Travis Scott in that role. Number one, I just from a personal, it just feels like a weird choice to me for someone that has so much like negative attached to them
That's what feels
that
weird.
it feels weird to me to give them that platform. But I don't. I think it's not anything more than Nolan's. Like my kids really like him. I get.
But there's so many other. There are so many
Yeah.
other choices. I feel like to cast in a role like that.
And I just also felt like even if I did know it was Travis Scott, I didn't love the performance. That to me it stood out. Like you could tell it was like a contemporary, like trying to. But I do really like the idea. I love the chant, a trick, a
Yeah.
war. Like
Yeah.
it is really like epic and a cool like entry into the story and just the idea of storytelling and songs and I do really like it in concept. I found this reel on Instagram. It's been cracking me up. It's this guy in the middle of like Tokyo, and this was before the movie had even come out over there. Did you see this, Matt?
No, but I can see.
He's got like a stick, and he's doing that, and then he does a somebody get these beggars out of here. But he does it in like a really like broken English, like it's like almost he doesn't even know the words. He's just like doing it phonetically and screaming it, and people are all just like turning around, like what the hell? It's really good.
That's hilarious.
Just keep saying somebody get these beggars out of here.
That's funny.
But yeah, it was a cool intro, and you get like flashes of stuff, and again that first like Troy sequence I thought was really well done. Just kind of like espionage, almost like them going through the shadows, taking people out, and the tension there of like trying to get the gate open. I thought worked really well, and then the shot of Agamemnon like with the doors open through like rushing in.
So good.
All that really
so
good.
Badass.
I personally didn't love Zendaya in this. I think she's fine. I think it's not bad. It's just like whatever. Yeah. But I do really like, and I don't even love the moments of her, but I do love the reveal of who she was.
Oh yeah,
she was like this person from the city. That was really really good.
Really,
I think that worked really well. Yeah,
yeah, I thought it was strong.
She only has like one or two lines, but yeah, I would agree. This is not. It's just kind of a nothing burger performance, but it works. I think it works. Yeah. Like it didn't take away from it for me, but it could have been anybody I think in that role, and it would have worked just as good. And I feel the same about Charlize Theron as Calypso. Like I feel pretty nothing towards that.
Yeah.
But there was a funny when you're first meeting and she's talking about like, oh, I found you washed up on the shore, and it's kind of flashbacking. She's like, I fed you the lotus. No, I'm sorry. This is the first time when he's saying like, I'm ready to go home, or like I want to know the truth, and she finally gets him to stop eating it. Like she's like, no, don't. He goes, I love it. I love it. It's just like such a fun. It's immediate too. She's like, no, don't. I love it.
It's like a little kid being told like, don't eat any more of the ice cream.
Yeah. It's such a funny delivery. I don't know if it's supposed to be like that or what, but
I couldn't. That's where like I struggle with that whole
sequence.
Like I was gonna ask you guys, like, what do you think the tone was supposed to be? Like, are you supposed to kind of feel like she's a little ominous and manipulative? Is it supposed to be that she's helping? Like, I couldn't really tell what I was supposed to be taken away exactly from it. It was.
She kind of paints her by the end like
she's like reluctant to let him go, like to let him
like
find
just
his way
out
back
of selfish reason, like she's enjoying kind of her time with him.
Yeah,
she said she fell in love with him
because she fell in love with him.
Yeah, I guess I just never like really bought that. Like you just don't really
that...
see anything. They're just like walking along the beach every day eating a lotus flower. I'm like, is that romance?
But you also like kind of know
it's in between moments.
Yeah, it's in between moments. Like the type of man that he is. Like I feel like everyone around him loves him, other than his crew at a certain point. But like, you know what I mean? Like he's a leader and seemingly a good man. But by the end, I think in the beginning, it's almost painted of like she held him hostage and then eventually decide to let him go. But even at the very end, right before she lets him go, she was just like, no, I just was holding you here while I rebuilt.
Feel you
Like
were
you rebuilt your
ready.
body and I was trying to rebuild your mind or something like that.
Right.
And now I'm letting
That's
you go
right.
now that that's done. So I didn't really do anything wrong. I just was
Right.
keeping you here until the time was right, till you were ready. But it did feel like
So her just telling
that's a
herself that. It
long
just feels
time.
a little convoluted, I think. But I get it. I get like the whole and really is there as a storytelling device, right? Because that's where a lot of times as he's trying to remember, he's like, oh yeah, and then it like cuts to that sequence or whatever. So it works, but that's definitely not my favorite part. What did you guys think of? One thing that I really was confused the first time I felt was also real kind of messy. The like flashback stuff with Sinon and Pattinson's character.
I think it's
Like,
intentionally messy. You're
is
getting it
it?
from because you're getting it from what Odysseus thought happened, and you're seeing it from his point of view, which ends up being not correct. So I think it's supposed to be intentionally messy, so you as the viewer view it as what Odysseus did. But then when the truth is revealed to Odysseus, then you get the truth.
But I was just confused on even like who the characters were, who was doing it to who. Like I just couldn't even grasp the first time like what they were telling me happened. I was like, who pulled it and gave it to the other one? Like I just was very confused on the details of that moment. I think, but maybe that was just me. I wasn't paying attention well.
Yeah, it felt intentional to me. I
I get what
didn't
you're saying.
realize
That
it was
the two
Sinan the first time,
perspectives,
but the first time you see it, you just see Robert Pattinson's character like give it to Sinan, and so that's what you see,
but
and
I
that's
still
what
don't
you
even
think.
know if I know what happened. Who pulled it? Pattinson,
Pattinson pulled it.
Yeah, he pulled it. That was
and then
his like.
he gave it to Snan because he didn't want to go to
He
war.
gave it to Sinan,
Yeah,
and then Odysseus thought that Sinan had pulled it and given it to Robert Pattinson, and he was like, "No, you need to give it back. You can't just
Why
give
do you think
away."
that if it was already given to Sonata? Like, I just
I
am
don't
confused
remember.
on the blocking of the scene almost.
Yeah,
Like,
you don't get the full scene. It's just choppy, I think, every time. You don't see
yeah, and that's
it's not a fluid you watch Robert Pattinson reach in and
sure,
pull it
sure. But I'm
out
not
and
saying
like
that. But I just think it's a little confusing. I felt again
it
like I didn't
is.
even know it was
And
Sanan the first time.
yeah,
I wasn't attached to that character the first time,
I think it's
so I just
intentional
was like, what?
is what I'm saying.
I
I
don't
think
think
it's
that's
intentional.
intentional. I think what you're saying and that you're getting two different perspectives on the scene, that's intentional. But I just mean I think the filmmaking is clunky. It's that he's doing the fast cutting stuff, and
Mm.
I'm like, wait, well, who's passing this to who? And like, it's more just I think the execution of the scene for me is what's clunky.
Mm.
I don't think that's intentional, but maybe.
Yeah, to
Like
me it
kind of
just
played
was
it.
like all you're seeing every time is just one boy hand the stick to the other boy, and that's all you need to know is that one boy tried to give away trade. They tried to make a trade. That's all you need to know, and the rest is told to us throughout the movie. Like
Right. So that's what I'm saying. Like the first time I didn't understand who traded with who. I was like, wait, what? I like couldn't keep up with what was going
even
on,
once
what they
they
were.
said it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
Oh,
I
okay.
struggled the first. So maybe it was just me. Like I don't, Frankie, you only saw it the one time. I don't know if it was clear
I
to you,
had
but like
to. I mean, I
I
thought it was
struggled.
pretty clear that it was like Matt Damon was like, okay, he already saw that it was like switched. So and instead of like kind of like exposing the father, he was like, all right, I'm just gonna let him. I'm just gonna let him substitute, I guess.
But actually, I'm
But
confused. Like
that's
it
not
feels
what
like what you're
happened.
explaining is different than what happened, which I don't blame you because I think it's confusing. Like I don't
Wait, I
It
think
understand.
is.
that's what happened though. No,
No, that's not what happened. Robert
wait,
Pattinson's
did it?
character pulled the thing to go,
Yeah,
and Sanan was not supposed to go.
right.
And then when they switched it, Odysseus saw and thought they were switching a
And
second
when you're
time.
saying
Basically,
switch, are
it
they
had already
switching
swapped.
or is Pattinson forcing it into Sonata's hand? 'Cause I also don't
I don't
understand
know,
that.
but the thing that matters is
I
that
thought.
Sanan was not originally supposed to go, but Odysseus thought thought he had pulled the black thing, and said he goes up to Sanan's dad, or sorry, he goes up to Robert Pattinson's dad and says, "Hey, Sanan is trying to give your son the black stick, and I'm not going to let him. He's going.
Right, like fair is fair. Like
Fair
he
is
has to
fair."
go.
But in
But why do you
reality,
think that? Like
because that's what he
what's
saw, but there had
right?
already been a switch before that, I think,
But
where
what was happening there? Pattinson gave it to Snan, and now Snan's just trying to give it back. Or like
no, you're only to me. What I thought is that you're only seeing the switch that Odysseus sees, which is the second switch. The first switch
What's-
we don't see, in which Robert Pattinson's character draws the black stick, gives it to Sinan. Sinan gives him the other one.
What's the other one? That's what I'm saying.
It's a bag of sticks, and if you pull the black one, you go. If you don't, you don't.
I see. So he grabbed
It's like you pull rocks.
not bad one. Okay, cool. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like there's white rocks and black rocks. Robertson Pattinson's pulled the black rock. Sinan pulled the white rock. So Pattinson was supposed to go. Sinan was not supposed to go. And then they had switched. I don't know forcefully or not. It could to me it seems like it's Robert Pattinson manipulating Sinan because Sinan was young, but we don't really know. I don't think. But what we see, or what Odysseus sees, is the second switch in which Sinan is trying to give it back. I think trying to say, no, I don't want it. Maybe I'm giving it back to you. To where Odysseus sees that and says, no, you're not going to give that to Robert Pattinson and make him go. You're going. You pulled the black rock. You're going. So he tries to tell Robert Pattinson's dad, hey, Sinan's trying to go. And Robert Pattinson wants to go. He's like, but I'm not going to let him. He's going to stay, and he's going to stay home and look. And the dad's like, he'll stay home and look after your family. That's what.
Assume that Sinan didn't protest at all. He didn't say
Dang,
hey,
that may have just. Well, I think that's probably what happened. It's like they probably switched right before, and Sinan is trying to give it back to him, saying no.
Right. So if Odysseus came up and said, "No, son, you pulled it," wouldn't the young kid be like, "No, I didn't"? Like he just.
I
gave it to me.
I think we probably did. Maybe that did happen.
Maybe
or maybe just
sincere.
in awe of it. I don't know, but that's what
because like
happened.
I'm pretty sure like he was like, oh, like he's gonna let the substitution like happen. Like I think he was like, I'm pretty sure that was Antinous' like black peg, and he was like, because he said something to his dad like, oh, you know, he can keep watch of my son while I'm away. Like we should let him stay here.
Yeah.
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 I gotta say, I think it's really confusing.
And thematically, it's like,
but why does Sinan when
it's
she
one of
gives
his bad decisions, you know, like.
Yeah, but
I'm pretty sure that's like
Sinan's monologue
that
to
episode.
Odysseus on Hades tells him that he wasn't supposed to go. It was the other guys.
I do believe by the end that Sinan didn't originally choose it, but I am confused on how it all gets mixed up. Like I think it's just a really clunky visual scene that but like you said, when he's monologuing, I was like, oh, okay, I guess there was something here, and they kind of revisit it later. The second time through, once I knew that, it was more clear, but I still think it's just a little like messy. I don't know.
Yeah.
The other thing I would say that I felt messy, and how you guys feel, and at this point, like YMS on YouTube has done a thing on it, but I did feel kind of similar watching the first time, is when when Matt Damon gets in with Cersei, and they're having their kind of like tense standoff conversation, and he almost eats the food, and then he finds the rings. The cutting there too, really not good. It's like these really quick cuts to the point where like halfway through you're like, what is even happening here? And then they reveal that he's like holding on to the bird.
Yeah.
It's like really like messy, and it doesn't feel artistic. It feels like they didn't get all their coverage or something and just like had to kind of cut around it. And by the end you understand, you're like, okay, he's holding the bird, but there's just some stuff like that feels like, I mean, that's like an IMAX thing where you're just getting less coverage than you normally would, and for a movie this long you're bound to have some moments like that, but that was definitely another sequence where I was like kind of like, wait, what just happened? And not like he's trying to intentionally play with my mind like an Inception, just kind of like not great presentation, but in a sea of really good stuff. So it's just like a little nitpicky, but
if I had to nitpick, there was like some weird like talking heads cuts. Like it was just like, you know, did you really need the IMAX camera for this like conversation? So I don't know. It definitely got to me though, like the aspect ratio thing, where some frames kind of felt like they were off balance or something.
Yeah, I think you're missing some stuff, but to the point where I think the movie works. I just I'm sitting there like, I wish I could see the full image.
Yeah, I'm really curious to know what I saw the first time, because the screen was like, it was a huge IMAX
you might have had, like, you can easily look it up. Just quick Google, like it'll tell you, because like the one that you and I went and saw, Mario here in 4DX, they historically have the biggest IMAX screen in Orlando. However, the projector is not they had to get a new one, and it doesn't project in the correct aspect ratio. So you're sitting in
But
front
is
of
the aspect ratio separate from the 70 millimeter, or that's because
yeah,
I know
70
it wasn't
millimeter is
70 millimeter, the one
70
we
millimeter
saw.
is the film, right? It's the
Yeah,
film stock.
but is the only way to see the true aspect ratio with 70 millimeter?
No,
Okay.
no. So you can
So
still see
I
an
still could have
IMAX
seen the full aspect
digital.
ratio.
Yes, so you still get the IMAX aspect ratio in digital, but it has to be able to be projected. You have to have the right screen size and a projector that can do it. And so, like I said, the biggest IMAX screen in Orlando, the aspect ratio is not correct because the projector is not able to. So it's just like it's just messy. It's just like every theater is so different. And
Yeah, I wonder what I got, because I will say again, I wasn't like thinking about it at all. I meant to, but I just wasn't. And I didn't notice anything different.
yeah, I think the movie works totally fine. Like it's not like you're like, hey, what the heck? He's talking to some guy who's like cut off at the edge of the screen. It's just like it's more on the top and the bottom. There were just
Yeah.
moments that felt like I feel like the way this is framed, I should be seeing a little bit more, and you can just tell it's cut off, not where you would normally be cutting off, kind of thing. So yeah,
Yeah.
not it wasn't like the end of the world. It just again kind of an interesting choice to choose this thing that like a majority of people then can't see, but at the same time, it's still getting people in the theaters, which is fascinating. So just a really cool, just like cultural moment. It's just cool that he keeps doing this. Like he just loves making films and he makes them about what he wants to, what he feels passionate about. And yeah, this could be such a boring subject matter for your average person, but it pays off really well. And maybe that third act is a little like Hollywood movie making, but it is very satisfying, that final sequence.
Yeah, final sequences. I think the first time watching it, the homecoming was or like he finally makes it home and then he immediately goes back on the road, and I was like, oh my gosh, like really, like damn. But the second time I liked it a lot more, knowing just where everything was going. But it really is just like home immediately and gone. You're like,
And he wants
wow,
to
there's
exile
more.
with his wife, right? And he wants to, is that what you're talking
What?
about? Like the exile at the end, him and
No, I'm
Penelope.
talking about he finally makes it home and then has to go rescue his son.
Yeah. Which
Like,
Okay.
I really like that sequence at the temple.
yeah, me too. But I was
That
like, he's
sequence was
finally
great.
home. We're gonna. Not that I was ready to wrap it up or anything, but like it felt like
Sure.
finally, like this whole movie, this man has been trying to make it home, and the castle's right there, and he's like, I'm not going yet. You're like, oh my gosh, okay.
It's Safdie, right? Safdie said,
Yeah, he's saying
Yeah.
go back
He
to
said,
it's like
disguise.
slowly, whatever he
well, he
says,
said go
like,
back as in disguise, not don't go back, basically.
which
Because
is in disguise, but he also says like, kind of like take your time, like ease
yeah,
yourself back in and scope things out.
yeah.
I do like the combo that he has with like Ozamo's character. He's
That
in
seems
like
so
Ozamo's in the
good.
bed, and
It's
they have
so
it's
good.
very like Nolan dialogue, but just the
Ugh.
whole like he's coming back, and he's like, yes, he's coming back, and he's like with a vengeance or something, whatever he says.
Yeah,
It's
he
really
just says something
good.
like that. The
It
shot's
keeps it
really
like
good though. It's
Ozama.
like the shadow over his eye, and you only see like his blind eye, and
Yeah,
laying in the bed. He's all beat up and like, yeah. I thought that scene's really good. That's his
that's
best
good.
scene, I think.
I would also agree. That's like his best performance. Whereas, did you even notice the first time watching through when he's like chucking the puppies off the cliff? Like it's like so fast cutting that he's just like I was
And it
like,
just
wait,
goes,
what's going on? Yeah,
the
it's like really
echoing like
dull.
yelp as the puppy is just getting flung off. Yeah, it's so
It's
good.
just crazy fast. Like, um, that would be another thing I would say didn't work for me. It's so Nolan. The like repeated mantra that him and Penelope have of like, and then we'll set off across the waters and chase the setting sun.
It
It's
happens
so Nolan, and
twice.
it's so no. I think it's 3 times, but I think it's
Mm,
like beginning, middle, end. I think the opening of the movie has it in there. It's just like I'm not 100%, but it reminds me so much of like the Inception, the like you're waiting on a train and you'll be so
yeah,
happy to like the couple thing. And I don't think it works strong in this movie. I think the final stuff of them, I do not feel much towards at all. Um, that's just me. That stuff did not land for me emotionally or
nah, yeah,
cinematically. I thought it was fine, that stuff, but
yeah. Same. I mean, you don't really get enough time with them to feel that deep of a connection, I don't think.
their
You get
bedtime
really
scene I thought
one
was
scene.
good.
I think that's their only scene together.
I really like
until
that
he gets
scene,
home.
though.
It is good. It's really good. Her performance is great. I think she's just great throughout. But yeah, I would agree. I thought that the ending. I do think it only happens twice, personally. Maybe the
It might.
visual you see more than once, but I think the actual saying it, I think it just happens when she says it to him in that bedroom scene, and then at the end, when they go. But yeah, it's all right. Like
It's
it's
alright, yeah.
fine. Yeah. To me, like, yeah, I think the dog, the Argus. I do think the score does a lot of heavy lifting for a lot of the emotional moments. The score is, well, even though I don't really like that one song, the main theme that goes throughout it is so good.
Really good.
It's
Yeah.
so good. Really epic. Yeah, really, really love it.
Do
And
you
that's
think
playing at
he'll
the
win
end. And
his third Oscar?
I do. I do think he'll win.
Yeah.
I think it's where I think it deserves it too. Like, to me, we'll see with like Dune. Because I think Dune could the song that plays in the trailer of Dune's badass. That song's sick. It kind of reminds me of the Bane song, which, by the way, we did that. Do you remember
We
that?
recorded it. Yeah, it's crazy.
We'll live on in Dark Knight Rises forever.
It's crazy. Yeah.
It is kind of
Did
crazy.
you ever do that, Frank? Do you remember that in college?
What is it?
For like Dark Knight Rises,
Do you remember
Hans
it too?
Zimmer did this like Facebook. Yeah, absolutely. Did like a Facebook. It wasn't even a contest. It was like a collaboration project where he's like, I'm recording the score for Dark Knight Rises, and there's this like chanting sequence where we want to like get everyone's voice from around the world. So you literally like went through Facebook and then would click start on this little thing, this kind of like flash website, and it would like walk you through, like, all right, cool. We're gonna do the chant, and that's gonna cut to you, and like you're gonna repeat after it, and then like you're gonna do that, and it took you like 5 minutes, and so like we did it, and then in theory, our voices are part of the score of the Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah.
It's just like when everyone's like chanting, like in the prison when he's like
Oh yeah.
yeah, it was really
We're
I
in
cool.
didn't know,
there.
I didn't know that was a thing. That's cool.
It was really cool. Yeah, it was just open.
We're
to,
in
like,
Christopher.
anybody.
We're in a Christopher Nolan movie.
Yeah, or officially.
Maybe.
But
anyways,
I think the score
I was just gonna say the Dune trailer song reminds me of that a lot. Like, it's like a weird like Fremen chant, and it's just awesome. So
yeah,
I don't know. Maybe that just feels more like thinking of things that could compete with it. That feels like it could, and it probably will be nominated. And I'm sure the Avengers will be too, but the Dune one I don't think could beat Odyssey because, one, it's just the third one. I think he already won for the first one. Pretty sure.
for Dune.
I'm pretty sure he won for Dune's
He might have, yeah.
soundtrack or the score. And this one, like, I do think a lot of it's just the same way the movie is just epic. It's just an epic score. And I think it does a lot of heavy lifting in some of the scenes.
Like a really unique score.
Really unique too, yeah.
It's more than just like an orchestral like film score, like with the jazz flute, like in the background. Like I really like that, man. I like sat in the credits like listening to the jazz flute.
That's
Like
good.
I did not like the credit song. I don't remember.
Oh dang, okay.
Well, the credit song, it's more of like it's like a pop rap song or something?
Song. It's like maybe it's Travis Scott. I don't even know.
A rock, a man, a legend.
Trick.
Yeah.
And then there's like the sound clips of like Zamo like, did he do it?
The shells.
But like the last thing through the credits was like the jazz flute going.
Okay, yeah. I'm talking about like the actual like
score
pop song
after the soundtrack songs ends. Yeah, I think it's getting bonus points too because it's also a score that directly intersects with the action, the strum. Like it's like part of his character and part of who he is, and the idea of like he's such a conflicted character because you have stuff where like him turning around shooting the eye of the Cyclops, but this whole idea of the strum is like I'm giving my competitor a fair chance. I'm giving him fair warning before I come kill him, which doesn't always line up with who he is as a person. He's
I think to do that. I think the Cyclops, because I've now since like heard of what happens in the poem, which is like they trick the Cyclops.
Nobody.
He says my name is I'm nobody, and then the Cyclops is like nobody's attacking me, so people don't go to help him because they think nobody's attacking him. Right. And on the way out, his pride basically he turns around and goes, "Actually, my name's Odysseus, just so you know, motherfucker," kind of thing. And then he's like, "All right, I'm gonna tell my dad," kind of thing. So that to me feels way more like, oh, that you're kind of a douche. Where this,
Yeah.
it's like, in the first time I watched it, I didn't, even though it's clear, I didn't really feel it as much. Where like, I think in the second time I watched it, he only shoots him after the Cyclops tosses his man's helmet at him, like a
Right.
fuck
He's like
you.
pissed.
Yeah,
He's pissed.
like fuck you. Like here's your dead crew's helmet, and Odysseus can't, as a leader, I think, can't help himself, which fits more into like he's a, he makes a mistake for sure.
Right.
But he's
Like we
not
owe
just
you
doing
one.
it like
We
a
owe you
ha
for that.
ha, I win. Like it's more like a his anger
One
gets the
for
best of
one.
him. Yeah. So I like that. It works better for his character in this telling of it, I guess. Of him, he wants to be a good leader and a good man. I think that's his whole struggle throughout the whole movie. So yeah, I think it worked this time. What did you guys think of one thing? It's hard for me to like buy in a little bit to he's having a whole conversation with Penelope and she doesn't recognize his voice. Like, okay, maybe. I know it's been 20 years, so is it like I can get on board. Fine. Obviously with Tom Holland's character, he doesn't, he was a toddler when he left, so that makes sense.
Same with Amo too. Yeah.
But that to me, I feel like would make more sense if he had always been blind, but he kind of like digressed or whatever you say into that state, so it's not like his hearing had been better. But I agree, it is one of those things, like it's been a long time and he doesn't put on a voice or anything, which by the way, if you're gonna go into disguise, like at least like try and mask your voice a little bit. But I did like the scene when he's talking to Penelope and the maid or the servant sees the scar that she had previously stitched up, and to me, I found that to be like almost the most emotional moment of that recognition and like awe and love that she like shows to him. And she's a character like I thought she was great, and she's only in like 2 scenes, that and when she sends Holland off.
Right, it's quick. Frank, did you remember that? Because the first time I watched it, I didn't know what she was seeing. I totally missed the whole him getting scarred up. It wasn't until the second watch where I noticed that on the front end. Because again, I think the first time there's so much happening in that first like 10 minutes. So did you like connect those dots, Frank? Was it just me that missed that?
Oh, sorry, what was that? Getting scarred
at
up?
the end when he's like sitting down talking with Penelope, he's come back. You have that servant from the kitchen. She's like washing his feet, and when she lifts up his robe, she sees that has the same scars that Odysseus has. And she has this moment. Did you remember him getting like the scars and her stitching them up in the beginning? Because I totally missed that.
No, she kind of like makes this reaction like where it's like, oh, you're Odysseus. Like it kind of, but I don't think that they showed him getting scarred up. Did they?
They did.
They do, but like I didn't catch it the first time.
It's her. It's her stitching it up too. I did.
Right,
yeah.
Right. The first time I didn't even.
Oh yeah, then I definitely didn't. Definitely didn't.
Yeah, it's during the hunting scene. It's during the hunting scene where Robert Pattinson's a young boy, and the boar. Yeah, and it's not the first time you see that, because the first time you see it is when Pattinson was like, I tried to go with him, and it flashes the beginning of that scene,
holding his arrow
to him. But then later on, I think it's when Sid is throwing the puppies over. Or no, sorry, it's when Tom Holland's training with Mentor, and Argus is like kind of growls at him a little bit. He's like, "It's only nice to my dad, huh?" And he's like, "Oh, this was his hunting dog," and you get the whole flashback of him tossing the puppies, and then you get that full scene of him strumming the bow for the very first time.
Yep.
And then the boar charges, he shoots it, but it keeps coming. It bites his leg, and then Argus kills it.
Bites his leg, or like gores him,
or gores his leg, or whatever. It causes that, and then it shows Argus attack it, kill it, and then it cuts to him getting it stitched up by her. I'm pretty sure it's the same woman.
It is her. You're just the first time you have no attachment to her. I just didn't even like that. Seemed like such a not important part of that scene that I didn't.
Well, her is not the important part, but the scar is obviously like I didn't.
But the scar is not important in the beginning of the movie. You're just like, cool, whatever.
Yeah.
Like you're not really considering that. It's nothing. like you're thinking about all the other stuff. So it wasn't till I thought about it more the second time where I was like, oh yeah, okay, I forgot he got like stitched up. It still worked in that, like you said, Frank. It was very clear that she knew it was him. Like,
Yeah.
and that's the whole point
That's the
of
whole
that
point.
scene anyway.
Yeah.
So it still works. But yeah, I love the boar because it just fits so thematically into him. Right? He could have just got the boar nice and clean, but because he's got to do the strum,
Yep.
he gets hurt in the process, and that just is same this whole
Hey, he's
journey.
cocky
Like,
too.
he
He
gets
lands
others.
the hit and he's just like, and then it keeps coming. He's like,
Yeah,
oh shit,
yeah,
and then
yeah.
it gets him. Yeah,
Right.
he's very like I guess I wouldn't say he's that cocky, but he's a little cocky. He's a little
He's like
cocky.
confident. Yeah,
Confident. Yeah, I guess
he's
confidence better. Yeah.
yeah. I think that's a good way to put it. Yeah.
What did you guys enjoy the "You are the sea people" reveal?
What part?
The "You are the
Who's,
sea people"
I don't remember who does it.
Anne Hathaway. It's like her recognition, her realization that these sea people, that right? You don't
Who'd she
remember?
say it to? I don't remember.
She says it to Odysseus after after the reveal has happened that it's him.
Oh, he's like kind of like bleeding out on her lap, kind of thing.
No, before that.
Yeah.
It's just like him saying what they did and like his regrets and like what he saw in Troy.
He's like bleeding out.
It's him sitting. It's him sitting. She's behind the screen. It's right after she washes her feet.
She's like a regular. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. I don't think.
I think she's good in the film. She's at 11 a lot.
She is
a lot, and I think
works,
sometimes it doesn't work. Like she's having the argument with Telemachus, and she's like, "I want Odysseus." Like it's just
I like
really.
it. She's at the end of her rope.
I get it. No, I get
it.
it.
20 years.
It's just a lot.
She doesn't want to
11.
marry these fucking creeps.
Yeah.
And like obviously she's probably sick of her son not being mature enough to understand the situation fully. She's pissed. Me, like she only loses her cool once, and like I thought it felt
again execution, not like I don't mind the design, but it just feels like she's so high for a good chunk of it. What do we think about Mia Goth? Mia Goth playing the little servant of Penelope and like kind of having an affair with.
It just feels like an extra, like
a
little bit.
Yeah.
So it was just like, oh, it's Mia Goth. It's like,
It just feels like to cast someone like that, you're expecting more of that character. It's like you would have been better just like
your queen would like to speak with you. That's it.
And like you're hoping she gets like fucked at the end, and she doesn't. You're like, it's just like Penelope does a really good like be out there where you belong, and then like she just hides under the table and survives.
To me, it's like the last we should have seen of her was her getting kicked into that room. But the fact that we see her again later in, just like at a door trying to get out, to me that makes I just don't get it. But this time watching through too, I feel like Penelope like says something like she recognizes because of Pattinson saying something to her that that's what it is, that he's like you undo all of your work every night. He says that to her. And so she then realizes that Mia Goth specifically had been telling him that.
Right.
And then she acts so surprised when she sees him and Mia Goth kissing. I was like, I thought we already knew that there was some betrayal going on. But now she's just like, oh my gosh.
Maybe she didn't think it was definitely Mia Goth. There's like a couple people that work back there. I don't know.
She sends her out.
I mean, you can also like see through the thing. So maybe she just
Ian's here.
Connect the dots. That's her.
Ian is in here. Ian's with us.
Ian.
What's up, Ian?
He's in with us, or he's like watching?
No, he's just watching.
Nice. Welcome, Ian.
Welcome, Ian.
Did you see the Odyssey?
Welcome, Ian.
Welcome, Ian.
Welcome, Ian.
I did like it's not a curtain.
Like the door thing. Yeah.
The like that
screen?
Divide from like the screen. Yeah, from just like a thematic this the byline between her and all the suitors, but. Yep. Then just visually, it was really interesting. I liked all the suitors. I liked the vibe of that room. I think it works well, and it's really hard, I think, to pull off because you're balancing like a room with like the Odyssey. Like you're cutting back and forth between these like crazy adventure moments, and then just like a bunch of people in a room. So I think he actually did pretty good on like keeping all of that interesting. Although, what do you think about?
Do we want Ian? I mean. How much longer are you guys thinking? Ian, are you wanting to jump in? I mean, I feel like we're tail ending it here.
We're tail ending it. We're tail ending it.
But
Just
if you
just like Argus is a little.
That's funny.
Well, to continue that thought, like Odysseus, comes back this huge plan, and he kind of almost fucks it up by he gives Sinan's thing to Pattinson when
He
he's still
does.
in disguise. Is that just out of anger, where he just can't resist,
Well,
or
no, he's
just
playing
like
one of Odysseus's men returned.
it just feels risky?
He's just
It's
playing.
definitely risky, yeah, but it's
I thought that was
I
risky
think it's believable enough because it's like, oh, I'm part of Odysseus' crew.
Yeah,
because it's part of the crew, but like the rest of the crew wouldn't know that.
I think he said like
he tricked
Odysseus
them.
gave this to me. Basically, Odysseus gave this to me to give to you. kind of
Yeah,
thing.
okay, that's true. It just feels risky that like he could have been pissed off and just killed him right there.
Yeah, but he wouldn't
don't know.
do that because he wants to.
'Cause
He
Zeus is
wants to
long.
marry Penelope. He's like
Yeah.
he's the good suitor. That's why he
Yeah.
stops them from killing Tom Holland the first time, and
And like Osamu, I think there's a moment. What do you guys think about the whole like the weapons upstairs and the hole in the floor?
the shields,
like,
the
all
spears,
that?
the
Shields,
swords.
spears.
I don't mind it as much as Matt Matt did.
Yeah,
I thought it was
What,
fine.
are you talking
for,
about
like,
that in
action
general or
sequence.
what?
Yeah, I feel like that in general. I think that sequence was fine.
Pattinson's
Like,
moment.
I didn't.
I like the
It definitely
think
feels
anything-
like Nolan being like, how can I add a whole nother layer to this end piece, right? Because like you could have just had Telemachus down there. You didn't need all that stuff. Just feels like he's trying to heighten it, and I think it works for that. It's like a fun little side thing. What does like Osamu say? Where he's like,
The
he, like-
Spurs, you coward. The Spurs.
yeah, when he says something when he
I
closes.
told
the
you
door,
the
he's
Spurs were
"Oh,
loud, you coward.
yeah,
He's like,
yeah."
no. It's great. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, but the way he reacts is like literally as if he's being doomed for all of eternity.
Well, I think
He's like, no.
there is no hole in the floor at that point, so he thinks that his
Yeah, it's like,
guy's
what's the
gonna
worst that can happen?
he's
You're
gonna
just
get
stuck in
killed
this
for it. He's obviously
Yeah.
in on it. They will kill him. I think he knows that
Yeah.
like he's now trapped and waiting death.
It is funny. Like
It's
the
really
reaction is
dramatic, though.
really strong. So it feels like an end note for that character.
Yeah.
And then kind of like you said with Mia Goth, and immediately after that, he's just like, "Well, cool. I'm in here with all the weapons. Like, great."
It works for Tom. Yeah, it works for Tom Holland. Yeah, Tom Holland's arc as a character. I feel like that
Yeah.
scene. If we took that out, I feel Telemachus like needs his
Telemachus.
moment, especially with like the setup of him training with a mentor,
to, like,
and then
get
in
him
the
to
temple does
blend.
literally nothing. Is just completely saved by Odysseus. Like he's about to get killed there.
He doesn't do anything. That
He does
helps?
nothing.
At
Nothing.
first, he definitely doesn't. But you're saying the whole time.
The whole
literally
time,
zero?
all he does is almost get
Oh.
killed. Yeah, he does
Interesting.
nothing.
Yeah, I do remember the
like
beginning.
1v6s everyone. In
He
the
does.
temple.
Yeah.
The temple scene is really cool. He
It
does
is
a
really
quick
cool.
stab through the throat and like that. You hate that guy. He's
Yeah.
barely in it, but like
He
you really
reminds me of Boyle
effectively hate
from
that guy.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
They went from
Because he just shows up
Travis
halfway
Boyle.
through.
Yeah, more like 80%.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
just like
yeah.
right at the end when they're like, "Hey, go to this island and."
Yeah, literally
for
all
him.
he does is
Just a
show up
cold
and then burn and then kill.
Oh yeah, he
John
like was almost
said
like
this-
animals.
He kills his dogs, steals his pigs, beats him up. And some this time I watched it and I feel like Matt Damon's Odysseus comes back. Oh, Ian doesn't have camera. It's up to you, Ian. Let me know if you jump in. I can just change the scene. Probably, maybe we can figure it out
Change
if
the
you want to
scene?
jump in. If not, that's okay too. But just jump in if you want to. When Matt Damon character comes back up to that guy's house, and he says like, "Where are your hunting? Where are your guard dogs, old man?" And he's like, "I'm burning them." And it cuts to like the fire. I swear,
Like a skeleton of a
yeah,
dog.
it's like a skeleton. And then he's like, "Where are your sons?" He's like, "We burned them before the dogs," or something like that. And I was like, "What?" This time, I did not notice the first time, but I think he's got more than one son. There's one son left.
You
And
just said the one son there. That's just like seems like
he's like beat up a
it
little
hap-
bit too. But I was like, wait, did he have more than one kid? And they killed a couple of his kids, and they had
Could
burned
have.
them. It just happened so fast, like classic Nolan for me. I'm just like, I don't know what was just said, and like I can't follow something that should be simple. And it's just like you're intentionally making it not, which is really silly.
It came out that for IMAX 70mm, the tray or whatever you end up calling it, you can only screen 3 hours, and so it seems
Mm,
all but clear they
that
filmed more, and then he had to cut this thing down to just under 3 hours. And you do feel that, I think, at times where there is just this like, all right, we got to speed through this part because we got a lot to go here, to do here. And I think there were segments that first time where I was just like, wait, what's going on? But I also
yeah.
felt like that at the beginning of like Oppenheimer, like beginning
Yeah.
of Oppenheimer, just like you're just flying through stuff where you're just like, hold on, wait, what's going on here? Like
I did
that's just
notice
Nolan.
there's more than I've ever noticed of like there were cuts before sentences were finished. There were like
Right? They're like
cuts.
blending it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it did feel really rushed and um but yeah, surprisingly and weirdly the second time it didn't bother me as much, and maybe just cuz I went in with like I know what to expect. I'm just going to enjoy it this time. I was honestly like dreading seeing it a second time. I was like, "Oh man," cuz I something about the pacing the first time, it felt like it dragged to me of like when we got to like the fourth island, I was like, "Oh,
Run
wow, we're
away.
just doing this
Yeah.
again and again." And like I didn't know where it was going obviously, but and then sitting and thinking about like even though a lot of the scenes like stuck with me, like you said, and I kept thinking about them, kept thinking about them in a good way, just like yeah, that was good. And then I was like, I don't really like. I'm kind of dreading rewatching this, like the pig scene, like it's so horrific, and like I don't really want to rewatch it. Like I'm not gonna get anything new out of that. I'm just gonna have to like suffer through it again. Not because it's bad, because it's just like hard to. It's just
Yeah, it's
gross and like
long.
it's horrific
It's a long
long.
undertaking. Yeah.
But yeah, for whatever reason, maybe just knowing where things were going and when things were going there, I thought the pacing was like significantly better on the second watch. Like it flew by, where I think the first time I felt its length. But yeah, second time not at all. Like it just absolutely flew by.
It made me think it's funny at the end of the Cersei scene where they're all just like back, like putting their clothes, their armor back on, just like kind of like a, well, that was awkward. Like it's just
Yeah,
like, oh,
but
like
Himesh Patel is like, you're gonna kill her, right? Like on
right,
his way
right,
out.
right.
Like there is still some of that, and it's such an interesting like conversation that he has with Cersei of like, well, why did you do this? And she was like, they were gonna hurt me, they were gonna rape
They're
me.
men.
They're
Men
men.
are eventually going to reveal,
Eventually, yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
these negative aspects of themselves.
And
Yeah,
yeah, that's just an interesting like I don't know philosophical scene of just like you're playing. She at the beginning she is literally like playing a victim, like she's afraid of them rolling
yeah.
down. Don't hurt me, don't hurt me. And they're like, we're not. Like we're just hungry. And so that's the whole thing with him at the end. He's like, you need to kill her, and he says no. I can't remember exactly what he says no, but it almost feels like a uh, it's like well now you're just being exactly who she said you were gonna be, kind of thing.
Yeah. I
You're
think
acting exactly how you said.
doesn't he have to kick all of them out so she can talk with him one on
She
one, kind
she
of like
kicks him out. Yeah.
yeah,
So she
they
can
were like
tell him.
Hades, where they're like, all right, get everybody else out of here, which further drives like a wedge between the crew and him.
Yep.
That is funny with Hades. Like again, you're getting all these like runaway sequences, and literally they're like, "How are we gonna end Hades?" They all just start running at him, and they're all just sprinting
Run!
across this. Like I think they filmed that in Iceland. Like it's like a very Iceland.
That scene is so
Kind
good.
of like volcanic. It is really good. One thing we didn't talk about, we barely mentioned, the sun god cattle thing is kind of funny, where it's just like if you eat them, you're doomed. They literally land. There's like 10 right there. Like immediately, just like come eat me. And
I know.
then it
Yeah.
is funny him walking up on like the secret underground barbecue scene. They're like, why are they in a pit? Why are they like? It's just
Well,
a
they're hiding.
funny.
It
It's a
felt
funny
better on a
visual.
second one because like at one point again, it's just dialogue happens so fast, and he's like, "I told you not to do it," and they're like, "Well, we thought about it, and we'd rather drown than
Drown them.
starve."
Sorry.
It's
Yeah.
like if we're gonna die, like we might as well eat
Right.
because and
And
I
then
think I like it. It's just like then the wind immediately stops because
immediately
they've been there
starts.
for they are literally starving to death. So
Right.
it's like it makes sense, but because of the cuts, it feels like it's like the same night they land, and the same night they're like, let's sneak off. But it's been like
Right. Well,
weeks.
it makes it more funny that they're like in the pit. Like,
Yeah, a little
did you
hidden
did
pit.
you dig this big pit for this? Like, was
It
that
just looked like part of
necessary?
the. It looked like it was just kind of part of the
I think it was like
landscape.
a
It was a
natural
funky
little.
little landscape, yeah. But
They
that
say like
part
we wanted to.
that's
They said we
interesting
want to
too.
hide it from you because we don't want you to have to see it, right? Like that's kind of
because I
Hamish
think there's a
Patel's-
part of them that didn't believe that that's true. I think there's
Yeah,
probably a
that
part of
part
them
of
that
it.
doesn't believe that they're gonna go out there and get killed.
Right.
Because as soon as that starts happening, the Zeus storm, they're praying and like.
Yeah,
Which,
what
by
do
the
you
way,
think of
Frank,
that?
what'd you think of that? Because my goodness, if I've ever been close to having like a seizure, it was the freaking Zeus scene. What's up, Ian?
Hey.
Yo,
Hey, how's it going?
Let me see if I can actually. Well, since you guys are both audio, you're just gonna be a split audio for now. Split picture.
Yeah,
I was worried about doing this because I was gonna mess things up for you because I'm on my phone.
Oh, you're good. I
But
think
then you guys started talking about the sun god and the cattle. And I was like,
And you
no,
knew you had to
I
get
gotta
in there?
jump in.
I can't remember, Ian. Have you met Frank before? Or Frank, have you met Ian?
no,
I don't
think
know
it's
if I've met Frank.
Frank, this is Ian. Ian,
hello.
this is
Amy,
Frank.
Oh
Ian.
my gosh, Frank! Frank will
Frank
finally
was-
meet.
Finally
Is
meet.
this
Frank was
is
gonna-
this Frank Castle? I was just kidding.
No,
Frank-
I got it, but no. I think Frank was going to tell us about how he felt with the ear splitting Poseidon storm scene.
Yes.
It was as loud.
Well,
for him as it
Zeus,
was
they
for-
said. Right?
I thought
it's
it
both.
was Poseidon because
He says Zeus, and then Zeus like had his way with because it's the whole thing was if they eat the cow, Zeus will kill them. It's like Zeus's storm.
Also, like the
'cause it's
Cyclops
the lightning and stuff.
cried to like Poseidon.
Yep.
They
It's
made it
it's basically
whatever.
both.
Yeah.
I didn't particularly feel like it was like seizure inducing, like you said, but I think if anything sticks out to me, like sound wise, I guess it's the Cyclops sequence.
Yeah.
Because that was like literally felt throughout the whole theater. Like
Yeah.
It was
my
loud.
butt was literally rumbling on that scene, dude.
The storm had the flashing. Like
It's just like
epilepsy.
nonstop. Yeah, exactly. The flashing
it was-
lightning was
Oh,
nonstop.
okay.
And
Yeah,
it's
I
just
don't know.
out of
I didn't-
nowhere too. It's like, and then Zeus, we felt the wrath of Zeus, and it's like, it's just like insane immediately, and it's prolonged. It's like minutes of flashing lights, and loud storm, but really is more the flashing. And maybe it wasn't as bad the second time we saw it, but the first time in the IMAX theater where it was like huge, like even like your peripherals are getting like flash and stuff. I was
having to like blink a lot. I was just
Yeah.
I couldn't like just face it. But and that's the end of Hamish and the crew, right? That's
Yeah, you never see him
the
again.
boat splits, and that's where Odysseus ends up with Calypso.
Yep.
Yep.
It's interesting.
Washing up on the shore, just like Inception. And
I love
other
it.
Nolan moments.
I love it. Yeah, that's an interesting scene too. Well, first of all, it's just a great scene. The Zeus storm and the ship falling apart and them begging and like and praying. I thought it was good. But then what I noticed this time, the second time, that I don't really know what to think of it. Just thought it was interesting was that at some point the mast falls and basically like knocks Himesh Patel's character like seemingly unconscious. Like it cuts to Odysseus looking, and it shows him like kind of face down unconscious. Cuts back to Odysseus, and then the last time you see the crew is Himesh like reaching out to him, conscious again. And I was just like, I don't know if that's supposed to be any kind of anything, but like I did find it interesting. Of like, I mean, maybe he just woke up. But like, or was it Odysseus just seeing that, like in like even though he's unconscious, he's seeing him reach out to
needs
him in
my
like a
help,
final moment.
so, yeah.
Yeah, I did really like that scene though. I thought it was really effective and like terrifying. The storms,
It was loud.
the seas.
Ian, do you have a strong opinion on the sun god and the cattle? That's why you joined.
Yeah, so I was going to say that it's been a while since I've read the Odyssey, so I don't know all the different liberties that Nolan took. I do know that there were people that were being critical of his like portrayal of Odysseus because he presented an Odysseus that was far more like interested in the welfare of his crew, whereas like Odysseus can be quite like selfish.
Yeah.
But I did think that scene with the sun god's cattle, I thought that scene was really, really cool in the way that it portrayed the crew as being of noble heart, which then made their loss at sea feel like, I think, quite a bit more substantial. Because if they had just gone to the island and then just eaten the cattle, And then you'd be like, like, seriously? Like, you're going to get mad at Odysseus for tricking you all to avoid the whirlpool. And then when he tells you that you're going to die, you just do it anyway. But the fact that they, like, held to their word and held out for so long, and basically until they would die otherwise, I mean, it just shows that they're, like, really trying to be sincere. And I think that's like a very significant challenge for Odysseus, because it really just goes to show that it does not matter what he does. He's going to lose the crew no matter what.
Yeah.
Right.
That's
Well,
like
especially with like the wind is keeping them on this island, right? It's like the crew
Right.
really has everything stacked against them. Like
yeah, it literally the wind will not change until they finally eat of the cattle.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like that's like
They're
the
already
prophecy. The
doomed at
gods
that
have
point.
doomed them. Yeah, and that's his whole thing is like he wants to defy the gods. That's what he tells
Right,
Cersei. It's just like the gods won't let you. He's like, well, then I'll defy the gods. Like,
Right. It would have been
Um,
better for him to just leave him as the pigs. Is it like worse than he's like kind of bringing them back just for
That's
them to like,
worse.
suffer through a bunch? Well, I don't know. Some of them had like suffered through a bunch of worse stuff after that. Get eaten by the Cilia thing, the six-headed thing, and
but that was fast.
drowning, and
Yeah, drowning.
At least
Yeah,
a pig, you could live a happy life just eating food every day out there.
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get a little squiggly tail.
Yeah,
A
yeah.
little squiggly tail. What did you? So yeah, I think that whole thing with Odysseus and defying the gods, and that's his main thing. But at a certain point, that's how he makes it home. Is that he has to give that up and turn himself over to the gods. And that's what Calypso tells him is like you just have to lay on this raft and you will get home. Zeus will not let Poseidon kill you, but he's gonna have his way with you. But you won't die at least, and you just have to give that up. You can't defy the gods anymore. If you want to go home, you got to give yourself over to them. And to me, that's another part where I'm like, yeah, we never see gods, but like, if there's ever a time where like literally no way, that's it. Dude's like, he's basically drowning the entire time. Like the water's going over his head. Like you would not make it home. You wouldn't. Like period. So, even though we never see the gods, it definitely feels like they're there.
Hades is pretty like, crossing a line of like supernatural. These people that come back from the dead and stuff like. That's why I do like that in a time of apparent magic. I think that's like a perfect title card to this film where, I just think it leaves it in like it's not vague, but it's just like leaving breathing room for like you can kind of find yourself wherever you want to be on that spectrum.
Yeah.
You can kind of view it symbolically. You can view it literally. It kind of works both ways.
What I forgot to talk about was the sex appeal. The sirens, baby.
Oh yeah,
we can talk about the sirens.
Which is fascinating because
great scene.
Going into the Odyssey, it's like, what do you know? The Trojan horse and the sirens. Like those are probably the two most iconic.
Really?
What would you say?
Are the sirens? Because to me, I thought sirens existed outside of the Odyssey. Like that was just part of like Greek mythology. They've always been like the siren song, like just in sailing.
Before. I think the Odyssey is what made them so known in storytelling.
Really?
I don't
agree. I would definitely agree with that.
Okay, yeah. I guess I didn't realize that.
Yeah, and we've seen them in many stories since. And it is fascinating. That's like you barely get anything. It's like the most restraint, at least in terms of seeing the actual sirens.
But I think one of Matt Damon's best scenes, for sure.
Good performance.
Good performance. And just interesting of like it speaks to him as a character too. And I think his monologue after is really great. Really good. I wish I knew it. I wish I remember it. But it's talking. They ask him like, "What did you hear?" He's like, "They saying to me of like all my greatest regrets," and it's just like the itch you can never scratch. And like I don't know, it just was a really good.
Fear, but not like some better.
But it was good. Yeah, I thought it was really good. The thing I did not like was the guy taking the wax out of his ear.
No.
Why would you do that? No,
because the appeal is too strong. It's humans, it's curiosity, it's
after
like
all that though,
temptation, like, and it's just one. So I
thought know, but like after all they've been through and they're trying to get home, like you really think that someone would do that? I don't.
Well, I think you also probably don't. Like we have the hindsight of like we know the sirens, they're gonna kill you. Like we don't know that. As characters, they just know the song is. I don't know.
know,
Maybe he
but-
doesn't know that's what's going to happen to him.
I didn't. To
But
me,
I
it
did
just
like
felt like
the-
something has to happen at each place. So we got to get one guy
did feel
going
like a
over and
little-
swimming to where, like,
Yeah.
I think it would have been just as good, just as effective, just to see Matt Damon's reaction. I don't think
I would
that
agree.
added
I would
anything
agree.
to the scene. If anything, it took away. I was just like, and like the wax too, it did the classic thing where like he
I liked
puts
it.
the
The audio
wax in
dropping
and the
out. I
audio
like
drops a
that.
little bit, and then.
You
But
didn't like
the
that?
thing I don't like is that like he can still hear. You still hear some stuff.
It's just like muffled. Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
but like
it's not strong enough.
that breaks
to,
the lore of the sirens. I feel like if you hear this, it's just if you hear them, that's enough. To where it's like the wax, you'd hear nothing. So it's like if you're gonna do it, just cut off all sound, but don't give me part of Matt Damon screaming, but then you can't hear the siren song. It just feels a
further.
little like
I did like the sound dropping out.
I
I
did.
did like that.
I would have liked it if it would have dropped out completely, but the
Yeah.
fact that it doesn't, and then the sirens are still not effective because they're half muted, feels a little silly to me. Yeah, I don't know. Didn't work for me so much, but I did think it was a cool scene. I like the visuals of the sirens. Yeah, we never really get a close up. And also hilarious that there's just been all these news stories about like the siren gang of like it's like all the girls that played the sirens or all the women that played the sirens are all like really good friends now, having like brunch and
I haven't
stuff.
seen that.
Yeah,
You're
it's just
saying,
been like
on
a
set,
big
they
thing.
all
It's just
buddied
like
up?
they're in it for like 2 seconds and from like
Yeah.
a mile away, and like they've just gotten really close over the filming experience, which is
Good for
fun.
them. Good
Yeah,
for them.
it's just a fun thing.
Hopefully
It's just
that one guy is also part of it. Like he's
yeah,
part
it's just
of it.
they
he's
should
part
have
of the
showed
crew.
him
There
on
we go.
the shore. Yeah. I'm
Yeah,
trying to think if there are any other like major moments we forgot to talk about.
There's so many in this movie. Like it's crazy. There's like so many sequences.
Yeah, I was gonna say to like Matt's point, it was strange to have the guy take the wax out when you could have just had something happen that caused him to lose the wax in his ear.
More like an accidental.
Right. Like he could have like gotten hit by a spray or like an
And
ore
the
or
wax
something like
pops
that. Right?
out.
Yeah. I know what you're saying. Like, it's
No,
more
I know. what you're-
accidental.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or just they didn't have enough wax. Where'd they get the wax?
I had a jar of it ready to
Yep.
go. Yeah, I don't
He's
know.
just like, I'll use the
Yeah,
You
wax.
don't just
Maybe that was
Maybe
a thing
it's
on the
used
ships.
on the ship, patching holes or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Who knows? But
I
yeah,
thought
I
ship
think the
design was good.
screaming could have gone very poorly if not for the great performance. Like
Yep.
it could have been a really goofy scene. I think he does pull it off very well. And watching, there's so much behind the scenes stuff they've been kind of marketing with this movie, and part of it, I'm sure, is just that it's marketing. But Damon seems to be like he's like, this is the film that beat me up the most. Like I went through it
I
on this
bet.
film. Like
bet.
yeah, I'm still acting, whatever, but like I'm getting down dirty. I'm physically, we're rowing. Like he really seems to have been kind of like gone through it with this.
Even stringing that
know,
bow, his muscles, I was like, oh my God. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're insane. And that whole, I bet filming that final fight sequence of him like 1v40ing people, I bet that took forever to film. I bet that was brutal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought, I do think the him like stringing the bow and doing the double shot too. That's even the best part. It's like he does it once.
Here's that one where no.
Oh,
he's
yeah.
stabbing the guy. He's like, right? He
There's a
clicks into
couple
him.
moments. I think it's when they first when they open the gates to Troy, but it's the second time where you get the full thing, and it's them running and they're about to like they're trying to stop him, and he's just kind of like he shoots his arrow very
Fucking
like
it,
it's just like pew pew, and I'm like
Yeah.
oh, it's kind of weird, but I mean whatever. I don't know. It probably works, but it did feel a little weird. One scene with Anne Hathaway that felt a little more funny to me this time was she's describing the whole like, oh, Odysseus, like he used to do this party trick, and it cuts to him doing it. Like the slaves would or servants, I think they were slaves, or I think that was like in the original text they're very much
sure.
like
Yeah.
slaves. Yeah.
Probably.
The servants would set up they'd clear the tables and they'd set up the axes, and they cut to like the party and everyone's like cheering. Odysseus like does this thing, and then he shoots it, and she does like this face of like, oh my gosh,
yeah.
like she's laughing,
Just,
like this.
laughing.
What a show off! Like it just was so funny to me. Like it worked. It works. And obviously it's a great
It's the
setup
classic
for
like
the-
wife knowing like her husband do the same thing for like all these different groups of people.
Yeah.
Like she's seen it 100 times,
But she still loves it.
but she still loves
Yeah.
him and loves
She
that it
loves
makes
it,
him
too.
happy, and she loves it too.
Yeah, it's still awesome. Like it's still an awesome trick. But then, yeah, I think the second time he shoots it through the axes, and then he shoots it through the axes again. I think he doubles up.
He does?
I think so. I think he
I don't
does it
think so. At the
twice.
end,
Yeah, when it's like the reveal that it's him. I thought he did. Maybe he
he just
doesn't.
does it once, and the second one goes in the guy's throat.
Oh yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe I was
that's
thinking
what
he was gonna do it again. I was like, wow, he's really. I think you're right. I think you're right. And then the second one
Does
goes.
the first
yeah,
time,
pretty sure he
everyone's like,
turns on him.
"Is this Odysseus?" And he like does it again to prove it's definitely him.
Yeah, it's him.
Oh shit, it's him.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, it is definitely him. Now we know.
No,
Well,
because
do
then
you
they'd
guys-
be like, "That's not Odysseus. That's Robin Hood
Yeah.
Yeah.
with his
Well,
own arrow."
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but there's that one like famous film production logo that is the guy shooting through the axis. You guys know what I'm talking about?
Mm.
Like you've definitely seen it
Yes, I
before.
do, but I don't
Yeah,
remember.
yeah. Like I'll never see that.
Is
again
that part of
same
the
way.
Odysseus like?
It's
lore?
probably. I don't know. Yeah, I don't
that
know.
feels like something they made for this movie. Of like, he set up
That
the
seems too
axes and shot.
coincidental that there's also a production. It's like a Greek-looking guy
Yeah,
shooting an arrow. Like it's gotta be.
maybe that was
something.
Nolan's inspiration. Ian, you
Maybe.
said you read it.
Been a long time since I read it.
Do you remember
I'll look it
that
up real
being
quick
in
there.
there? You looking it up real quick?
I don't. Yeah.
That feels very much like a movie thing, like
It's TSG Entertainment.
Thank you,
TSG.
yes.
Yeah.
Doesn't
Ian, in
say,
the
like, what
original
the-
text, was there a full frontal of Agamemnon?
Yeah,
you
it says it literally says that for the TSG,
Yeah,
the
it's not the
animation
original.
depicts the Greek hero Odysseus and his wife Penelope. I don't know, maybe not.
Yeah, that's how he proves his identity in the original Odyssey.
Really? Wow, that's pretty badass.
Like that's what the TSG
Yep.
is referencing.
Yeah, that's sweet. What did
Yeah, it
you
works
What
really
did you
well.
rate it, Ian? What'd you think?
I think for me, I rated it overall as like between like a 4 or 4.2 out of 5. I felt like it was really strong. I thought it was a really strong film. I did not go into it thinking like, oh, here's going to be this great adaptation of the Odyssey. I was just like, no, I'm going to go and watch this story, right?
Yeah.
And that's like for me, that's really what it was about. And I just felt like the moral claim of the film and how that carried through with the story of Odysseus and his crew. I just felt like that was done really, really well. And the contrast of what Odysseus was going through versus like what his wife was going through, I thought was really neat. Because like you guys talked about how, it's kind of like weird cutting between the two things, but there's a lot of in both cases there's a lot of turmoil, right, being portrayed in both of those, but just turmoil of a different kind. And so I thought it was like really neat, and because both of them are kind of challenging that same sort of concept, where the claim at the end, of course, is like what is the value of a moral law if you're not willing to uphold it? In this case, like Zeus's law, right? Like, what's the value of hospitality if you're not willing to uphold it? And then once you no longer willing to uphold it, then what is what fabric still holds men together and keeps them polite if they can't trust each other anymore?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good insight that they're both kind of suffering, obviously in different ways, where they both have sacrificed, and yeah, they are kind of different experiences along the way, but kind of I would agree. I feel like by the end, like we talked about before you got on, Ian, just the revelations the film has towards the latter half about how Odysseus really feels about Troy, and being like, oh, like we took this too far, and we did abandon Zeus's law in the act of this, and we kind of society is suffering because of it. And at the end, it's like pretty explicit in the monologue, in where he's just like, yeah, like society is going to forget that this happened, and it'll rebuild itself, but then they'll forget and just make the same mistakes, and it will crumble all over again. It's just like, feels like Nolan being like winking at you, like that's where we're at right now. And like Oppenheimer also has that kind of thematically running through it. So yeah, very interesting. It feels like Nolan being as political as he's comfortable being without being so explicit, right? Like he's certainly commentating, I think, on like where we are as society currently. without straight up just saying that. So that stuff worked well for me for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think part of what helps it work is it can be political, but the claim itself feels like foundational in a way, right? Like it doesn't need to be a criticism of a particular political climate, a particular
It's not like
time. It also speaks to
science.
something that's far more
Right.
universal, right? It's
Right,
just like, I mean,
universal.
because like for hospitality itself has been a principle for all time. It's
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know. I just I really like the way it's like portrayed in that film, where it's just like how can society move forward when you can't like if you can't trust the stranger, how can you build like new foundations, new relationships? And like obviously that does like point at the current political climate, but that'll be just as true now as it is in 100 years and 200 years and 500 years.
Mm-hmm.
I think so. That's what makes it work so well.
Yeah.
For sure. There's a lot of like biblical parallels, I feel, and some of the parables of Jesus. There's a lot of stuff there that I definitely felt reminiscent, and that idea of like could be a god in beggar's clothing kind of thing.
You have kind
And I
eyes.
think that all feels
Athena's
like it's
eyes.
very universal. Yeah.
I like it though. To me, that was like
yeah.
it worked so well for Telemachus's character. But you must say that like 5 times. You have kind eyes. Athena's eyes.
He's a teen. He's but yeah, I think it works, and just that idea, something that seems such a given for us, almost kind of you grow up, you're like, oh, the golden rule is Zeus's law, but the way they kind of hammer it home in this, it does kind of force you to face reality of like, yeah, maybe we have lost that a little bit. Maybe we are not taking care of the people that are suffering the most in society. We're kind of leaving them right outside the door instead of welcoming them in. It felt challenging in that sense.
Well, what did they ever
It's
like?
not so aggressively
Sorry.
so, but that's it.
I think there was just a stutter.
Athena's eyes.
So that you're done. Yeah. Is the reason why they're taking Troy because something with like the trade channels or something? Like, what is the actual reason they want to take Troy? Because to me, just like in general, of the whole like treat your neighbor as you treat your you know what I mean, like treat each other the way you want to be treated. The whole like message of this movie, the Zeus's law kind of thing. It's like, well, if they're just attacking this place, it's not just because like Agamemnon's brother wanted Helen, as a wife. Like what's the reasoning to where they can justify that?
I don't know.
So in the story of the Iliad, which takes place before the Odyssey, the other major power in the Mediterranean is Troy.
Mhm.
And so this is there's an opportunity for the Greeks and the Trojans to broker a trade alliance, which will basically facilitate overseas trade networks throughout the Mediterranean. And the Trojans meet with Agamemnon and the Spartans. Spartans
You're going in and
meets
out for me.
Helen, and then they steal Helen. Oh, sorry, that's where Paris meets Helen in Sparta, and then they steal Helen and take her back to Troy. And so this is considered like a major insult to Agamemnon's brother, who wants her back. But the Greeks are concerned about starting a war with the Trojans. But Agamemnon supports his brother because he realizes that the other way that he could solidify the trade network is to just take over Troy.
Yeah. That's also not very
But
neighborly.
it starts off with
like,
it's not very neighborly. But the thing is that the insult had already been delivered by the Trojans since they stole Helen.
Yeah. But does the movie I don't think the movie does any of that, right?
No, it just assumes that you
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah.
I feel like I have a memory towards the beginning though, where when Penelope and Odysseus are talking too, doesn't he kind of also say it's like one of those like, if I don't go, eventually like they will come here, right? Like it's one of those like, if we don't take action, they're gonna take action against us. I can't remember if it's that or if it's more he's saying that about Agamemnon, where he's like, if I don't go, he's gonna come.
No, it's about Agamemnon. If he doesn't go, Agamemnon will come and he will take
Yeah, he'll come and
So
he'll
my family,
either take
yeah.
Telemachus, or he'll come and enslave the people of Ithaca and make them fight.
But the thing
Because you
that
gotta remember, Agamemnon is he's the leader of Sparta. Okay,
Mhm.
so remember Zack Snyder's 300.
How can we forget?
Okay, that was
So it is
300
Sparta.
Spartans, man.
Mm.
Agamemnon holds all of Sparta.
Mhm.
Okay, he would go and Gerard Butler well kick every member of Ithaca.
But to me, it's like, well, the thing that, not to take away from Odysseus' character or anything, but like, doesn't he know what he's doing is maybe not great? Like, it feels less of a revelation for him when it's like, well, you're kind of working for the bad guy here in general. Is it supposed to be more of like, he's just a soldier, he's doing what is right for his country or whatever, his people, but then like people, it could be like people joining like our army, right? It's like you're a troop, you're fighting for your country, but then halfway through fighting, you're like, oh wait, we're the bad guys. Like,
he's not joining in the beginning of this movie because he's like believes in the cause.
Yeah, he's joining.
He's doing it out of like I have to kind of.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he joins out of fear, but that's not the moral dilemma. I mean, I think especially for Odysseus, he sees it as a requirement. Like, he's king of Ithaca. This is how he protects his people.
Mm.
But the moral dilemma of Odysseus is that it was his idea.
He's the one that lets him in, right? He's the one that executes
to use a sacred custom. Yep. If he had not proposed the idea of the Trojan horse, it would not have happened. That's how he feels.
They would have never gotten
in. And the other thing is that it's kind of portrayed in a way where you're meant to take away that other people would not have thought of it because they would not have considered using that tradition in that manner, right? To take something that's considered sacred in their culture and use it for malicious purpose.
Mm-hmm.
But he did consider it and then ultimately acted upon it.
Yeah, that's right. Because in the when he's talking to Penelope at the end and he's having his moment where he's reflecting on everything, it is very much an I, not a we. Like, I did this kind of thing.
Also feels like just kind of in line with Zeus's law, even though you're fighting, still some sort of respect with war of like, we show up, you show up, we put our best foot forward. This is a trick, right? So it's also like the kind of breaking Zeus's law in that sense too, of like unfairly tipping the scales, right? Like doing this kind of trick. I guess one thing I don't understand, other than thematically and symbolically, is why does Sinan have to be there with the horse? What
to deliver the message that it's a gift?
Well, like, couldn't you do that a different way? I just don't know.
I think it's like someone from that army saying, here's our
Could
peace
you leave
offering.
a scroll
that
says like a gift for you, like
a post-it
note. I don't really understand.
For you.
For you. Like, I just don't get
from not Odysseus. It doesn't.
Again, I understand symbolically too that like Odysseus is sacrificing, like knowingly sacrificing someone that he cares about, but like
I don't know if he thought for sure. I think it was a risk. It's like someone walking on a battlefield with a white flag. It's like you could just wave a white flag from your bunker, but I think they usually don't. They go out with a white flag.
And he didn't know that Sinan would definitely be killed.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't think he knew that.
I can't tell. But
because he's offering a peace offering. Like,
did Sinan volunteer? I can't remember.
Or did Odysseus think Sinan says that he volunteers. I think I can't.
Yeah, because he plays it. Nolan plays it for like a joke in the movie where he's like, "Hey, when you get home, like tell my dad what I did." Odysseus like, "All right." And he's like, "And add a couple more things in there if you would."
Oh, yeah.
So it's a weird. I didn't think it really.
Yeah, it happens really fast. Yeah, it comes at the end of the monologue.
Weird like joke moment.
Yeah.
But
anything else?
I was too busy. Never mind.
What?
I was just gonna joke on that, like the Elliot Page and the just people hating on the trains thing. And,
well, Ian brought up a good point because Ian and I talked a little bit after we had seen it, and I do agree. I think the biggest problem with the Elliot Page casting is that Elliot Page Sinan is supposed to be like 25, but looks like 45.
Older, yeah.
Yeah, and it's like it to me. I think that also leads to some of the confusion of like, oh, I didn't even realize that it's supposed to be Sinan at first until like you're told, because Elliot Page just looks a lot older than that character should have been in that moment. So I do agree with that. But other than that, I think the monologue Elliot Page delivered was, I thought it was really good. And yeah, I just thought it was great. I thought that was.
What do we think? I know people don't like the casting of Lupita Nyong'o as Helen, just for many reasons we don't have to go into. But what do we think about her playing the dual role of her and
they're on screen for a total of like 25 seconds total.
Do we know if they're twins in the actual poem?
Oh,
right, but do we know if in the poem they're actual twins? I couldn't tell if that was like a Nolan creation.
It probably was like, dang, we only gave you like 3 seconds of screen time. We probably need to get you in there a little bit more.
Really piss them off.
Yeah, well, to me, yeah. I mean, like, honestly, I feel absolutely nothing about her performance because it's just there's not enough. There's not enough for me to feel anything. She's barely in it. She's barely in it.
Yes. Helena Troy was born as a part of a set of multiples hatched from magical eggs in Greek mythology. Wild.
That's
so there's even more Lupita Nyong'os out there in this.
Dang, that's crazy.
All right, my final question to you guys. Mm-hmm. If the Odyssey had a post-credit sequence, what would it be? What would you choose?
What would I choose?
Mm-hmm. For instance, we know Matt wouldn't choose
it's
Pattinson continuing to just shout out more weapons as it comes down. The axes,
the sunset, the crew.
Mine would be as Odysseus is leaving for exile, the dog's tail one more time as he walks.
You're the dog hater. Pat hates the dogs.
Before I got Ian, I was just saying I did not think the execution of the final dog scene worked. I think it looked really bad. I think the tail looked terrible. It was like a puppeteered, like practical effect that couldn't even get like a real dog tail. I think I could be wrong.
I think
I get it from like a storytelling, but I just felt it was
like a 25-year-old dog.
Real cheese.
If they put a real dog in there, it would just look like a dog wagging its tail. But it's supposed to be a dog. It'd be like if you were asking like an 85-year-old or like a 100-year-old, or really, if we're actually making a comparison, like a 150-year-old man that is somehow alive to do some jumping jacks. It's like it wouldn't look like a normal jumping
I just like
jack. It would look terrible.
If you were trying to get like a man's hand in a movie that's supposed to be 150 years old, you still would probably use someone's hand and you would just like dress it up. Right, you wouldn't create like a fake puppeteered hand, most likely.
But the movement would look. You can't do that with a dog. You can't say wag your tail, but make it look like you're really old. The dog wouldn't be able to take that instruction because it's a dog.
I just thought the execution was
I think
poor.
You hate dogs.
I love dogs. Again, from a storytelling, I do really like that idea. I just think
this isn't Marley and Me.
Pattinson throws him out on this like. It's like the poop pile.
It's a dung heap.
I didn't realize that till the second time. It's literally a pile of poop, and the dog literally just stays there.
It's like 25 years old. It is older than dogs are possible to live.
No one from the village would like pick him up. Like Osamo's character wouldn't like bring him back to his hut with all of his dogs or something. Like it just feels funny to me that everyone's like, that's where he stays.
Well,
on the poop pile.
I think they feel like the suitors are going to overwhelm that decision. Like they are making the decision.
But
at the end of the day, this dog is older than any dog has ever lived, ever, by a lot.
True.
I know, but if you're missing that point, I feel like.
I get it.
It's not like it's like, it's an old dog.
You're talking from storytelling. I have no problem with storytelling.
Dog.
I just think the execution of the scene was not done well.
Dang,
storytelling on paper, I love it. I think it's a cool idea of like, that's the first recognition of Odysseus. I love that. Like a dog remembers its owner. Totally fine with all that. Just like the way that scene plays out, I just think it's cheesy in a bad way for me.
Dang. To me, if it were going to be cheesy, they would do the. We don't even get to see their final like moment face to face ever. We just hear a whine. We see him squatting down from his back. We see the tail wag not even once, half of once, and that's it. To me, cheesy would have been like we get the whole like, I love you and you've waited for me all these years and I can't believe it. Yeah, to
Show
me
it
that
here.
would be the cheesy way. Where here it was like I found it effective in the execution. I thought the tail wag felt real of the dog that old. It is so old and so ready to die. It can't even make it through saying like a proper goodbye because
It
all he
uses its
needed was
final
to see it.
energy
Yeah,
just to
I don't know. I feel like the
again,
execution
story
worked
wise,
for me.
I love it. I really do. I just
So you
think
would
it's
have
cheesy.
rather had a
Sorry.
real
Well,
dog in there just like wagging its
no,
tail?
it could still be a fake tail. I just don't think they did a good job with it. Like they made decisions. They chose a certain practical thing. I don't think it worked well. It looked really cheesy. I just didn't like it. But it has nothing to do with how the scene plays out. It's more just the literal execution and the way that like the faces could have looked bad in the hut, but they looked really good. It's just like the way they filmed it. One worked really well for me. One didn't. That's it.
You hate
I like the
dogs.
scene. So,
I
anyways,
hate
what would be your
dogs.
guys' post credit scene?
You saying I hate dogs. No, it would have
The
been
mid-credit
Agamemnon
scene.
full frontal. Benny Safdie's
Dang.
Benny Safdie's nuts. No, I don't know.
Yeah, like a little penis ring with like also the little spine things on it, like running all
Oh
around.
my god.
Yeah, there you go.
Yep.
Okay.
What about you, Frank?
Okay.
My I was gonna say something for an end credit scene, but
What is it?
let's do this one. Mid credit scene. Mid credit scene.
Mid credit
Mid
scene?
credit.
We'll do
Oh,
two.
mid
We'll do
credit.
two. We'll do two.
Oh, there's gonna be two.
Cuts to Matt Damon and Anne Hathaway on the ship, and he's like, you know, I need to pay a visit to an old friend. He makes really good cheese. Takes her back and then it cuts to black, and in the end credits, it's Agamemnon in front of the mirror, and
Full
he's
frontal?
like, "I am a star. I'm a star. I'm a star. I'm a star. I am a big,
That looks
bright,
nice.
shining star."
Amazing. I'm picturing now like the cheese thing, like the shawarma Avengers. It's just like Odysseus, Penelope, the Cyclops, the dog, all just chewing on the cheese silently in the cave.
Yeah.
Then shoots the eye, and it's like
Yeah.
Odyssey 2. Oh, it's gonna happen again.
Argus will return
All
in Avengers Doomsday.
right, Ian, hit us with it. Post credits.
He may be dealing with kiddos if he's
Really
mute.
hard.
I like it though.
Yeah, I was gonna say what we really needed was we needed like a reenactment of the dog pool scene. Like he just gets off the dung heap and just like licks Odysseus' face off. That's what we needed.
There we go.
Yeah, dog. for
Argus was the real suitor all along. He marries Penelope. They sail off into the sunset.
I want to see like Argus fighting with Odysseus in that final scene, like a little John Wick. I guess that doesn't happen in John Wick. But I was thinking the dog with like that style of fighting. And he's just like throwing Argus around and just it'd be great.
It would have been better.
It would have been good.
All right,
Those are great.
we'll wrap
post-credit
her up.
sequences.
So that was the Odyssey by us, modified by us. Thanks for jumping in, everyone. That was fun. It's a fun movie to talk about, and just
Yes.
really
Where's
did
Nolan
feel
go
like
from here? Where does he go from here? I'm very curious.
I would rather him continue doing stuff like this, even though, than like Oppenheimer. I enjoyed Oppenheimer, but I liked this a lot more.
I think they are pretty
just-
similar. Like people were saying, they're like a companion piece. I really do agree.
But this
There's
has a more.
lot
I
of
like the more like
connections.
fantastical elements of this rather than just like the. Like I found Oppenheimer maybe more interesting, but like that's just not my taste is not like biopics, and I know it's not really a biopic, but like it kind of is basically a biopic, and like that's just not my jam really. Even though this is a biopic of Odysseus, but obviously not real. So, but last thing I want to say to all the haters out there, Agamemnon's suit costume was awesome. I thought it was awesome. Oh
Who's
yeah,
hating on it?
everybody was. Well, this was like pre-movie.
People thought it was awesome.
That's not accurate. That's not what they look like.
People were hating on all of the
The
soldiers.
spine and stuff, and like it looks. They're like, it looks like it's 3D printed. And I'm like, I think it was badass. And honestly, it
It's like
really
gold,
is like
right?
it's like a gold spine going
Yeah.
down the back.
Yeah.
I thought it was super iconic. I bet a bunch of people will dress up as that
Halloween.
for Halloween. Oh yeah. They'll like paint the inside of their face so it looks like all shadowed. I bet they would. Maybe not. But I could see some pretty cool Odyssey costumes coming out
I'm dressed
this
up as
year.
Argus.
What's that?
I'm dressed up as Argus for sure.
Yeah.
But like on like a dung pile that gets rolled
Yeah.
around.
I'm just gonna be one of the sirens. Straight up naked. But I thought the costume was awesome, instantly iconic.
Yeah.
And maybe it's not accurate to the time, but neither is this
I
fantastical
think
poem. I don't care. It was, you saw him and he demanded your attention on the screen every time he was there. And then the scene of him walking into Troy, it just is like, to me, it felt, I saw someone compare it to like a Darth Vader moment. Like that really is like, it felt like him walking in slowly, badass, as like the stormtroopers, rush in around him. Like, oh, it just was so good. I thought it was awesome.
But also even works better than that because it's supposed to like it is commentating on this idea of dressing himself up with this tough exterior to command respect and fear, but really internally he's not that. Like I think it is like a badass suit from someone that would do that. Like it's like an intentional. So I think it also just really works in that sense too. Like more than just what it looks like. Whereas like Vader, it's just like a functional. Like this is he has to wear the suit to survive. Whatever.
Yeah, I didn't have to wear a cape. Didn't have to wear a cape to survive.
Maybe not. That's true. That's true.
But definitely there were some style choices with Vader.
But you're right. I forgot. People were complaining when they first images came out, even of just like the whatever you call it, like the mohawk, if you will. Just like those are not period accurate stuff. It's like at some point you're making a movie.
Neither is a Cyclops.
Neither is like the face paint in Braveheart, but it's like iconic. Like
it's a movie.
I think that stuff doesn't bother me at all.
Yeah, same. It just this felt like to me, like we'll see with Dune 3. I think Dune 3 could, but to me this feels like the most like blockbuster, like Hollywood, just movie of the year. I don't know if it will be topped for me as far as like just an epic, awesome movie going experience. I got everything I wanted out of it. I think had a great time, and it left me thinking about it, which I think is pretty rare, more rare for these big movies these days. To leave you thinking about it that much, and for it, like you said, to affect like just culturally, people are talking about 70 millimeter and stuff who go to the movies once every 3 months. And it's just like the fact that it can do that. I just don't think Dune or Doomsday will eclipse that. Maybe money wise they will, because like Spider-Man already did eclipse it. But like I don't think people will be talking about Spider-Man the way they talk about the Odyssey in 5-10 years or
we're talking
whatever.
about Spider-Man in 10 years in general. Yeah, like maybe 10 is too short, but yeah.
I mean this specific Spider-Man, but people will still be talking about Spider-Man.
Yeah, I mean this specific movie.
Yeah. So that's it. Just feels like a really like a big like moment in like movies. Like I don't know, just something like you would tell like your grandkid, be like, yeah, I remember when the Odyssey came out. Like almost like I don't think it's at the level of like what you think of Braveheart or a Gladiator or something like those, but it feels like one of those types of movies of like just a staple kind of. As you get older, you will rewatch and just like an epic. When you think about epic movies, I mean, I can't think of many more epic than this. So I had a great time, and it lived up.
Frank, you could have experienced that on the big screen.
It's still showing. Maybe I'll
still
go
showing.
back.
Dude,
It's still showing
drive to Orlando. We'll take the train down there. One of my friends did that. He just took the train, and the station is like a 9-minute walk from the theater. So you don't even need a car.
That'd be a cool day.
And then you have to drive. They're selling tickets right now for Dune Part 3. So maybe we should talk and do a little Dune on the big screen. That could be cool.
You got to watch Dune 2, Frank.
Dune 2. I mean, I watched Dune 1 and I was like, man, this movie was like okay.
Dune 2 is better.
Go for 2. Yeah, 2 is definitely a step up. I really do.
And honestly, I feel like, especially now having read the book, they're meant to be 1. It's really it really is a
story,
part
yeah.
1, part 2, not like a Dune 1, Dune 2. It's a Dune part 1, Dune part 2. I don't know if that makes sense, but it's like supposed to
get
be
what you
viewed as
mean.
a whole. Yeah. I think it ties some things together for sure. But man, Ian, you and I will have to talk about Dune Messiah and what Dune 3 is going to look like, but I have no idea how they're going to pull that off. I am very skeptical about how they're going to pull off Dune Messiah in a movie with the way they've set it up. But anyways, all right, we can sign off now for real. Ian, hope you have a catchphrase ready.
Yep.
So
I was
thanks
just
for watching.
gonna go ahead and have our closing remark be that clearly the Odyssey is the greatest, second best adaptation ever made.
What's the first one?
Oh, brother, where art thou?
Oh, brother. Oh, is that what that is supposed to kind of be?
It's like the
Yeah,
Odyssey.
it's the Odyssey.
I haven't seen it in so long that it's interesting. I've never been a
You
big fan
need
of
to
that
go back
movie.
and
I know
watch it
that's
because you'll be like, oh. It's
maybe I'll like it more because it's
this
always
weird
been one of
thing where,
those
like,
Coen brother movies that I'm like, like I
the
find it very
Coens
mid.
like claim that they didn't read the Odyssey before, and you're like, there's no way. Like,
so
I ain't
I
buying
see.
that.
That's
It's
funny.
clearly the Odyssey.
Mm.
But like, like a fun spin on it.
I've just never liked it. I don't know why. But yeah, I would try it again. I've watched it twice, and both times I've left thinking like this is my least favorite Coen.
I say I
film
like a
I've
lot
seen.
more of their films over that, but I still enjoy it and think it's fun.
Yeah.
The music's great. I do love the music.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for watching.
No dog.
What?
No dog in that one.
That's why I don't like it. If there's no dog dying and making me cry, then I don't want to see it. Yep. So thanks for watching Hobby Vomit. I'm Matt. I'm with my brother
I'm Pat, and I like the movies.
and my other brother, Frank.
I'm Frank. You've activated my trap card.
And Ian.
I'm Ian, and we'll see you in the next one.
Goodbye. I'll play us out.
Thank you for watching Hobby Vomit. If you like, subscribe and leave a comment now.